I'm also here. I got the Tony Hawk Pro, American Wasteland and Underground 1 and 2 on the GameCube emulator.
Nice.
Oh, I got X-Men Legends 1 and 2. I know those are going to be fun on the GameCube emulator if we ever do
know
parse.
those had multiplayer, but that's cool.
I actually have Ultimate Alliance 3.
Welcome back to the Mehcast, and oh, what a motley crew we are.
Indeed.
Today, I gotta hit start.
Yeah, say it again for everyone to hear. You did not know X-Men Legends had a multiplayer.
Dude, I only ever played a single... Nobody else had a copy of X-Men Legends.
Second.
Nobody else wanted to play X-Men Legends. Everybody, it was like, we're gonna play Halo. And I was like, oh, okay.
Look at the back of the case!
I didn't have an original cover for it.
No, that's a you fault.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Was it a present or did you buy it?
It was actually, I got it in like a lot of games.
Ah, so yeah, that's a you fault. I'm sorry to say, it is a you fault, dude. You know that getting a pile is a gamble.
I mean, you say gamble, I pretty well lucked out. It's just that, and you know, the front cover of one of the games wasn't original. Because it came with a bunch of good stuff. I even got a copy of the Doom Collector's Edition.
Oh, nice. I have that somewhere. I think it cost me $3. Yes, haggle. I also got the Teen Titans game here. If anyone wants to play a 2-player game playing 5 characters.
That's weird. They should have had more than 2 players.
Fuck, that never really makes sense to me.
Then again, it's probably a CPU limitation.
I guess.
So speaking of video games, it's been kind of an uproarious week for the world of gaming.
Yes.
In addition to all of the Sweet Baby Inc. controversy, which we can get into, Switch emulator Yuzu has been taken offline by an agreement between Yuzu and...
Okay, for some reason, my game audio is deciding it wants to leak out from my desktop as opposed to my mic.
Ah, I see. So that's why Yuzu got offline, because the audio.
No. So anyways, hang on. I'm gonna have to scroll back up here to figure out how to get back to level 6. Level 6, level 6, level 6.
Alec.
Goma. Magic Wand.
Alex,
okay, I don't have the Magic Wand.
I need help with it.
Okay, so go to you're gonna wanna... So, okay. So you're gonna wanna go into... Doesn't make any sense. And so right-click on your... Thanks a lot, guys. Where...
Okay, right-click on the video capture device.
No, right-click on your speakers.
Volume mixer.
You want to go to sound settings. Okay, you're not gonna want to go to sound settings because that doesn't do what I thought it did. Hang on. Okay. Sounds. You want to click on sounds. And then you want to go to playback. You're in playback?
Where is playback?
Right-click on sounds, and then you click on... Sorry, you right-click on the speaker, you click on sounds, then you click on playback.
Got to take out my Jav CD out.
All
you
sound
have
devices.
Japanese adult videos on CD?
Yes.
I didn't know they made JAV VCDs.
They've been doing that for years, and they
Okay,
have
I'm gonna have to screen share this bullet
literally,
because...
literally the only ones I have physical as of now are Hitomi Tanaka.
Okay, so
Take two
apologies for the
guesses why.
detour, folks.
Okay, you're not...
Take two fat big guesses why.
Oh, right, this is Windows 11, right. Okay, so yeah, so... Okay, so you have your default devices. Okay, so you want to go to, OBS now. You want to share your whole screen, not just one window.
Alright.
The hell?
Alright.
There we go. Okay, so go to video capture device, click on advanced audio properties.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so monitor only mute output. Okay, hit close. Go to settings. Settings. It's on the big control panel on the right. That's not settings.
Nope.
The big button that says settings. Kevin, it's on the
I'm
right,
looking...
down the bottom. See where exit is? It's above that. Not that far above that. You have exit right there. You see exit? Look above that. That's the settings button. There you go. Okay. Go to audio. Desktop audio. Oh, okay. Desktop audio 2. Mic audio. Okay, go back to general. Go to output. No, never mind. Okay, hit cancel. Re-enable the video capture device.
So disable, then re-enable?
No, you already have it enabled, so go down onto... Yeah, click on in the audio mixer, where you have it muted. No, don't click on anything there, just unmute it.
It is still playing on my desktop.
As in, out of your laptop speakers,
No,
right?
give it to him.
Yes,
Stop that.
somehow.
Okay. Put it in his hand. Give it to him. No. Give the gun to him.
Okay, click on the advanced audio properties again. This doesn't make any sense. This shouldn't be happening.
No, it should not.
Okay, click on monitor off. Now click on... No, don't close it.
Now click on what?
Now click on... Now turn the monitor back on. Monitor only mute output. Okay, hit close. Now turn it back on and don't unmute it.
Okay, good. Back in business.
Yeah, I don't know why sometimes that happens to me and I have to do that exact same process. It doesn't make any sense.
Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Hey, it wouldn't be a Mehcast if it wasn't for the immense technical difficulties we have to go through to get this show on the road. Okay, so now I'm going to have to go back to the Great Fairy Fountain and get my health filled back up, even though I have, I'm only missing 3/4 of a heart, but that means that I can't shoot my sword across the screen.
How many of you have seen Robin Williams Flubber?
I have.
I've
I
only
like it.
I've only seen trailers of it, and I've only heard terrible things about it.
It's good. So
that's very unfortunate. But I'd also recommend watching the original movie that it was based on called the Absent-Minded Professor, I believe, is what it was called. That one's also really good.
Yeah, the entire conversation was something out of Flubber.
In the graveyard.
Yeah, that's what I was
Right.
quoting earlier when they found the squirt gun in the professor's pocket.
Yeah, I was thinking, that sounds oddly familiar. Why? But then, and I was like, yeah, I don't need all my health. I need to go to the graveyard. There we go. Far be it for me to tell a perfectly healthy young elf to not go to the graveyard. If he so wishes, that's his choice.
Fuck, man. I'm trying to move some files around, but it's just not doing anything.
So Gizmo, when
No.
Mario RPG's remake did get announced, how did you feel about it?
Okay.
That was it?
Huh?
That was it? Just okay?
And huh?
I'm
just make a sequel?
I mean, it's probably like a situation with you know, with Luigi's Mansion, where they announced the remaster of the first game before they put out the sequel. Or I actually don't remember if that's what happened or not.
No, Luigi's Mansion got remade for the 3DS. That's not for and Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon is going to be remastered on Switch later on.
Right, that's what I mean.
So
Huh?
Well,
So,
anyways, who's been paying attention to the Sweet Baby Inc. controversy?
Me!
yep.
Turns out that after their involvement with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was unveiled, so to speak, because it can't really be... It has to be referred to in sinister terms, because, you know, you can't forget that that this is essentially just them fucking around with established IP.
And finding
Things
out.
like that. Yeah. Oh, you know, fuck around and find out. But there was this Steam curator page that was put together by going through Sweet Baby Inc.'s credits that they posted publicly to their own website and explaining that, you know, these guys were involved with this game. Seems like it should be a Great Fairy Fountain. Is it? How do I don't notice anything around here. Oh, anyways, so yeah, so Sweet Baby Inc. is a, apparently some kind of narrative enhancement studio where they're basically like writers for hire meant to, quote, make writing better, or unquote.
Sure.
They're like a writing consultancy firm. In reality, they're essentially a social justice group that has contributed to the downfall and critical and commercial failures of a great number of games, including but not limited to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I believe Starfield had some influence from Sweet Baby Inc.
I mean, how Spider-Man 2 didn't do as well as its first game.
Spider-Man 2, for instance. Spider-Man 2 is another one of those games where they the weirdest thing is that they sell themselves as this narrative enhancement group where they're like, you know, you're basically script doctors. We'll help fix your broken script or whatever, or make your writing better. And the thing that everybody noticed is, especially with Spider-Man 2, is that the writing has only gotten worse, and specifically the writing for Spider-Man 2 got worse because guess what leaked? A pre-Sweet Baby Inc. version of the script, which included, better narrative choices and a much better opening sequence. Which we don't have time to get into now, but so anyways, the Sweet Baby Inc. Huh?
Give an example, though.
I mean, I can't really... So, it didn't start off with this big, stupid battle with Sandman, you know? It instead had like, kind of a more down-to-earth opening sequence, and like, the ending was different as well. So... Point of the overworld. Walk right to screen. Oh, okay, okay. Anyways, yeah, you can find like a complete rundown online if you want to look into it. But here's the thing: there was this Steam Curator page. Now, for those of you who don't know, Steam Curator is a thing for people to put together for like a lists of recommended games versus not recommended games. And so, like there's a Steam Curator that's like this game has Denuvo, this game doesn't have Denuvo, this game removed Denuvo for the DRM software, right?
Right.
And this was a curator page dedicated to a, not a not just a brand of DRM, but like a company that has, grown kind of, to be a bugbear of the industry. Rightfully so, I'd say. And, like, this is the kind of thing where it's the modern-day equivalent of, like, LJN, where it's the mark of death. And if they held that, if they had that on the front of the box, like, this is a Sweet Baby Inc. game. This is written by Sweet Baby Inc. I have a feeling that it would be, I have a feeling distinctly that, they'd start losing sales immediately if they advertise their involvement more openly. But as it stands, they've kind of managed to skate by unheard of. At the starting point of the overworld, right 2 screens. Oh, right 2 screens. Okay, not left.
And I see...
But somebody from Sweet Baby Inc. decided that they were going to try and take down this Steam Curator page.
Which is against TOS.
Well, yeah, it's against Twitter TOS. They were arguing this on Twitter.
Yeah, in a not so very subtle manner. Oh, and
Yeah.
one other thing to note, even in the remake of Mario RPG, Valentina is still as voluptuous as ever.
Okay.
Her boobs, sadly, do not jiggle in the same way that they did in the original Mario RPG.
Okay.
Well, anyways, they've they tried to organize a takedown of this Steam Curator page, and a takedown of the guy's Steam account who owned the place, who ran the place rather, trying to claim that it was some kind of targeted harassment, yada yada. Here's the thing. Yeah. Here's the thing. Twitter... It's against Twitter TOS, and that's just generally a scummy thing to do. There's also such a thing as the Streisand effect. And, this is very much a case of the Streisand effect in action, because the Sweet Baby Inc. detected Steam Curator group has only gained followers since then.
Yep.
So congratulations, you done fucked up, son.
Majorly.
Yeah. And, well, you know, there's been some conversation. We're going into the 10th year of Gamergate, and apparently this is what year 10 of Gamergate is going to be about. We're not even at the 10th anniversary yet.
I could see this. I could see what they're coming from when they say this is practically the 10th year of Gamergate, but at the same time, what has been happening in between those years you would consider Gamergate still going?
I mean, there's been a bunch of stuff. There's been Operation Torrential Downpour. There's been, not only has there been, there's been Torrential Downpour. There's been various minor controversies about games.
Right, but Gamergate was supposed to be all about the ethics, the ethics of journalism, and how people should stop taking bribes and sleeping around just to
That's basically one of the things that's been going on here is that it's not just a matter of it's not just a matter of like raw journalistic ethics or anything. This is a matter of like the games industry itself is kind of have been fucked up.
Yeah, they're part of it too. They're part of it too because what was it, Kane Lynch, the guy who practically gave Kane Lynch an okay score. Guys at GameSpot. I think it was GameSpot.
It was Jeff Gerstmann got fired from GameSpot for giving Kane Lynch 2 Kane Lynch 1 a lower score than Square Enix wanted it to get.
Like, what was it again? Like a 7 or like a 6?
It was higher than the game deserved, whatever it got. That's the funny thing is like even GameSpot's typically over-generous scores weren't high enough for Square Enix when they
Final Fantasy 13.
When they were coming out about that, and I was like, come on, man. You really seriously expect me to believe that you think Kane Lynch deserves a fucking 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. And it's like, you're paying just because you're paying for their fucking ad space on the website? Come on, Kane Lynch was a shitty game. Kane Lynch 2, the fact that they even made a sequel is surprising, because that game was even... Like, Kane Lynch 2 was worse than the first one.
Here's my thing on the score. It's like, if it's anything 1 through 5, it's genuinely seen as a bad game. Bad score, 7 through 10, that's seen as a good game. A 6, I feel, is different. Because 7, that means 7 through 10, that's seen as like one of the better games. It's one of the better scores out there, right? That means go pick it up right away, or when you can. 5 through 1, that's genuinely seen as a shitty game, a bad score. Don't pick it up, whatever you do. 6.
I goddamn it ate my shield.
A 6 out of 10. I feel like it's one of those scores where it's not bad, it's not good. It's either the most okay game, or it only caters to a specific set of fans. I feel like there have been games
It could also be like a case of like this reviewer has no clue what he's looking at.
Right, but there's been rare
as well.
It's common, but not as common as, say, this is for the fans. This is for the people who were waiting for a game like this, that kind of thing. This is for the niche such and such fan. Like, if you don't know what you're looking at, that's fair. That's how a lot of games are. That's just part of the that's just part of the gaming industry. There's just going to be games where you're just like, what the fuck is this? But I think it's mostly like if you're a fan and only a fan, pick this up. That's how I see 6 out of 10 scores.
Oh yeah, by the way, speaking of OnlyFans, have you seen those ads they've been posting on Twitter with like stand-up comedy specials and anything but pornography?
No.
Yeah, so they've been posting ads to Twitter advertising themselves as anything but a porn platform. Where they're like, you know, this is a place where you can connect with people directly, and you know, selling it as essentially a Subbable meets Patreon.
Hilarious.
Yeah, like, well, people said, you know, OnlyFans is gonna try and get out of the porn game, and people didn't believe him, and I guess this is, you know, we're seeing them reap what they sowed.
I feel like OnlyFans hasn't really been. Well, I think OnlyFans gets a bad rap because it's mostly filled with porn. I feel like it wasn't supposed to be. I feel like it wasn't supposed to be that to begin with.
Oh, possibly, but you know, they've.
Well, I mean, it's in the name, OnlyFans. This is for people who are only fans of certain people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and out of nowhere, it just gained like a bunch of people selling pictures of their dicks and pictures of their tits, saying that.
Yeah.
And then because of that,
I also have to bring something up here. Have you seen John Cena's OnlyFans?
He has an OnlyFans.
John's in character as Ricky Stenicki.
I did not need to know
It's a
that was
giant
a thing.
trolling. It is a giant trolling project. He, like he says, here's a video of me playing with my balls, and then he's playing with ping pong balls.
Okay, that's actually funny.
Yeah. It's like he's fully clothed, he's not naked or anything, and he's just goofing around.
Cena's a funny guy. People seem to forget that.
Yeah, but unfortunately, James Gunn doesn't know how to make him funny.
No. Speaking of which, apparently, a plot summary for Superman Legacy has been revealed, and
No, Alex, we can't call it Superman Legacy anymore. We have to
right,
call it
right. I forgot. It's
Superman.
just Superman now. Never mind the fact that we already had a movie called Superman.
At all.
Oh, you
back in 1977.
Not like there was a Superman. Yeah, not like there was a movie in 1977 starring Christopher Reeve, Marlon Brando, Gene Hackman, and Margot Kidder.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Oh, you want to see Superman? Oh. No, you want to see Superman? No, I want to see Superman. Oh, you mean Superman? No, I mean Superman. Oh, you mean Superman? No, Superman. Oh,
Gizmo, you're summarizing literally why this movie is going to bomb in the box office.
No, it's not going to bomb in the box office just because of a fucking title. It's just, what the hell is this title? What is this? What is this? You couldn't call it Superman Legacy? Why? Everyone
Apparently
else had
they just changed the title for the hell of it.
I hope it's just the title of the project. You can't just put Superman on the screen after so many Superman movies and then expect it to people not to be confused. I feel like the movie is going to be a hit in some way, no matter how you look at it. It's
going to be a hit, but not in the box office variety.
No, I feel like it's going to be a hit. It's not going to be a blockbuster, but it is going to be a hit. People still love Superman. People like seeing Superman and things.
Oh, god damn it.
It's just that the name. We went from Spider-Man to The Amazing Spider-Man to Spider-Man MCU being called, having all these subtitles referring to being home, far from home, and having no way to go back home. That they made that work so people could just stop being confused, even to the point where it's like Toby, Garfield, or Holland. Everyone knows. Same thing with Batman. It's Batman and Batman the movie, and then Batman the Dark Knight, and then Batman Begins, and then Batman versus Superman. And I think Batman's been doing this too. Superman has been doing the same thing too. It was like
it was
Superman,
like Superman,
the
Superman 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then it was Superman and Returns, Superman, and then
Man of
like
Steel.
Man of Steel was originally titled Superman the Man of Steel, like after the comic, and like that's kind of understandable. But so real quick, we got to get into the plot summary real quick. Apparently, Lex Luthor is going to be manipulating other superheroes who would go on to form the Justice League into fighting an early Superman. And congratulations, you've just remade Batman v Superman with extra steps and more heroes.
Yeah, but you see what I'm getting at. Well,
No,
going back to the
I understand what you're saying, but like, get what I'm saying too. It's like we're remaking Batman v Superman with extra steps and more heroes. Like they said,
right.
BVS was overbloated. This thing has like an entire Justice League's worth of people in it.
Right, but that's just the movie, though. Like, going back to the titles, it's just... Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if they changed titles again, to be honest.
I wouldn't be surprised either, but currently, I really, for their sake, I hope they change it again, because people are going to get confused. Oh, we're going to release Superman. Oh, so a re-release of the Superman the movie? Superman Man of Steel? Superman Brainiac Returns? Like, what do you mean we're going to release Superman? It's just, you can't just name it Superman and having people not confused. This is Final Destination all over again.
It's also, and not to mention, they not only have Superman as the title, they have the fucking Kingdom Come logo.
That's even more confusing because Kingdom Come is an entirely different story, and that's an entirely different Superman.
Yeah.
He's old, man. Superman Kingdom Come is supposed to be a very much older, very not down to earth.
Like,
well, what's that other word? He's very not
grounded.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I can't say grounded either. That he's still got Superman and Wonder Woman going around, and Kingdom Come, Green Lantern. Jesus Christ, don't get me started. Now,
for those of you who are wondering, go read Kingdom Come. It's pretty good. Art by Alex Ross, written by Mark Waid before he stopped writing good things. Ross.
Batman was a Chad in the last chapter. Steak, well done. You don't mean the super duper dog? Steak, well done. Keep in mind, it's better than it sounds, because everything else was superhero named. I want the Wonder Woman combo. Fuck off. Oh, we'll go back to this. Superman Kingdom Come? Come on now. You couldn't wait? You got all these other Superman stories to tell. Why straight to Kingdom Come? Because you need to also...
Here's the thing. If they're not telling the Kingdom Come story, this is just a superficial aspect. Like, they're not even... It's just key jangling at that point.
Yeah, it's like trying to distract.
Like, they're in a no-win scenario here, because they picked a logo... They picked out a logo that has very specific ties to very specific things, and they're essentially not using it for what it's meant for. And like, you can make it work, but it's, at some point you're you're just working off of a logo. You're doing this to differentiate yourself from Zack Snyder. You're doing it to differentiate yourself from the CW shows, from Superman and Lois. You're doing it to differentiate yourself from Superman Returns, from Smallville, Like, at what point are you just doing it to be different, and because you're not actually doing it for any form of artistic merit, right? Because we can tell that, because you're not, like, it doesn't appear to have any connection to the Kingdom Come storyline whatsoever.
Nope. And people will keep on insisting, like, oh, but it should be, an older, more experienced Superman who dies to Doomsday.
It's like,
And
okay,
whatnot.
but
we
you get it.
Post-Crisis wasn't that old when he died to Doomsday, though.
Yeah.
Post-Crisis had been around for 10 years in real time by that point, roughly. Which means that he'd been around for, like, what, 3 years in universe?
Yeah. So in case you were wondering what I was doing earlier, or with why I was just repeatedly jumping on an enemy that I couldn't damage, it's to get an item. Right? It's to get an item in Monstro Town. Essentially, if you do 100, if you time your jump so well with super jump to the point where you get 100 and jumps, you get a better prize. To which I'm like, you're expecting a lot out of me, game.
Who ordered all this fucking anime titty?
Human Blaze the cat says hi.
Also, one thing I have to bring up: Kingdom Come has a lot of superheroes involved. They kill off a bunch. They incapacitate the others, and Wonder Woman and Batman are involved in the whole story. And let's not forget the cut content that was Wonder Woman having a Superman's baby. What do you think they're gonna do with that? I mean, fuck.
If you're gonna...
My guess on...
If you're gonna roll
yeah.
so many Kingdom Come things in there, I hope that they're not planning on having some kind of love triangle between Lois Lane, Clark Kent, and Wonder Woman, because that's just dumb.
That's not gonna happen, because you gotta remember, Kingdom Come, they had the Joker kill off everybody in the entire Daily Planet building.
Gizmo. You're assuming that they'll be remotely faithful to the comics. This is James Gunn we're talking about. His versions of characters bear no resemblance to the characters from the comics.
Right, but you also gotta remember...
You're also forgetting the loyal simps of James Gunn.
Oh, no, I'm not forgetting those. I'm just saying, like
right,
Gizmo.
But you also gotta remember, you also gotta remember this is still James Gunn we're talking about. He's probably gonna do it for the shock factor.
You know what? That's fair. But if he does that, if he kills off Guy Gardner, or just for shock value, who after casting Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, or when he should have been fucking Hal Jordan.
I'm still not gonna let
this will be the biggest waste of time any movie has ever been.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
Oh, but he voiced Hal Jordan in Robot Chicken. Yeah, okay,
and he also voiced Hal Jordan in the DCAMU for a couple of films. He didn't voice him for the early ones. They had some asshole do that.
Yeah, cool. It's another case of a big fat capitalized and. Fucking Hollywood, man. It's like, dude, he's right there. You couldn't it's just like how back then you could have made an X-Men film with Clint Eastwood as Cable. You lost your opportunity.
Or Nathan Drake. Not Clint Eastwood as Nathan Drake, but like Nathan Fillion as Nathan Drake.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion as Nathan Drake. Dude, that's such a lost opportunity, man. Why didn't you? Ha! Fucking Hollywood, man. Well, at least we're getting Deadpool 3. They're probably going to make fun.
It's going to be like the only good superhero film.
And meanwhile, the Godzilla movie that's coming out is going to be pretty fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, that still looks great.
Why did they give King Kong a power glove?
Who cares?
Fuck you, that's why.
Exactly.
They gave him the fucking impact drill from Dead Rising 2. What the hell is that shit?
Do you know what I just said in Monkey?
Fuck that shit.
Do you know?
Bless you.
God damn it.
No, well, I'm not going to do that.
Do you know what I just said in Monkey?
Because fuck you.
I love the Power Glove. It's so bad.
Uh-huh. Well, speaking of games...
Oh, and the weapon I just acquired from up in the clouds is one of the most busted weapons in the game. Veterans of Mario RPG will recognize it as the Lazy Shell.
Okay.
So, Alex, and I'm sure you've gotten this item once before.
I actually don't remember, because it's been 20 years since I played that game.
Oh, dear. Is it worth the risk? Yes, it is.
Speaking of games, Daytona USA turns 30.
Wow. I remember there being an arcade cabinet for that game in a Walmart near me.
Servers are still up for the original game on Xbox Live.
Cool.
Dude.
Oh,
by the way,
no.
There we go.
By the way, Gizmo, every so often, whenever I'm just thinking of certain things, I just end up being what would Gizmo say in this situation?
Why?
Would he either say dude or girl damn? In regards to like either seeing like someone who's really sexy and whatnot, not on the ladder.
Uh-huh.
Because honestly, it's like I for some reason end up just imagining your commentary on certain parts of stuff we do, even when you're not there.
Keep me out of your head, you nasty bitch.
No.
The answer is no, Mr. Smith.
So there's been a poll going around of people asking what are the best games that Rare have published. I think this is interesting because I don't think any of us really know how many games they've actually were in charge of.
Yeah, because Rare has done a bunch of stuff over the years.
Yeah, they developed, but they published, but they also developed. People forget that companies don't just do one thing.
Yep.
And like I said, the poll has been going around and asking people what do they think the best Rare games are. And the bottom of the barrel, the first game to come up is number 86, Taboo: The Sixth Sense on NES.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
People forget that Rare is a really old company.
Mm-hmm.
And people forget that the NES had some stinkers that were not of LJN. This was solely not a game, but just a cartridge with programs that would basically fortune tell. From like reading the palms to well, it doesn't do that, but like this game is known for a tarot card reading by itself, and then drawing a card out of nowhere. You played the game, or did you? Because it's not.
Oh, fuck no, I didn't.
Yeah,
I probably
it's not
have it somewhere.
Next up, Hollywood Squares. Who cares?
Hollywood Squares. You're a square if you like Hollywood Squares.
Sesame Street ABC on NES. Sesame Street 1, 2, 3 on NES. X the Ball in arcade. Don't ask me how to play it. It looks fucking weird. Jeopardy Junior Edition on NES. And lastly, Connect Sports Rivals on Xbox One, taking 80th place.
I remember Connect Sports Rivals.
I do too. Please take my memory away. And then we go on to the 70 marker, 79, Beetlejuice on NES.
We just watched Beetlejuice, actually.
I really wish the game had some fanfare. Oh, not from the buyers. 78, Anticipation on NES. Also, I think you know it more for the cover art have with people overly excited at looking at you. Don't look it up. Double Dare on NES.
Nickelodeon's Double Dare.
I distinctly remember seeing footage of Aaron Hansen and JonTron on playing in Double Dare, and Aaron getting butthurt over the fact that JonTron was able to figure out how the game works. It works compared to him.
I could somehow see JonTron actually getting the real guy to play with him. 70.
Well, this was an actual game. Like I said, it was an actual Game Grumps thing.
76, A Nightmare on Elm Street. It's not as bad as people say it is. It's got problems, but I played through the whole damn thing on the stream. I can tell you right now, the problems it has is enemy variety and the lack of one-ups. 75, Wheel of Fortune on NES. 74, Beetlejuice on Game Boy. 73, Connect Sports Season 2. Ha ha ha!
Someone might have this game.
72, Time Lord on NES. 71, WWF WrestleMania on NES. And number 70, High Speed on NES. Now we're on to the 60s. Saber Wolf. Wolf as in WLULF. On GBA. 68. Jeopardy! 25th Anniversary Edition on NES. 67.
They did the Super Nintendo version.
I think it's somewhere in there. I mean, this is the 68th game after all. 67. Jeopardy! On NES. Fair. 66. Super Glove Ball on NES.
Interesting.
65. The Amazing Spider-Man on Game Boy.
That's actually not that bad a game. It's not good, but it's not terrible.
The web swinging.
Okay, you got me there.
Yeah.
You want to know something funny? There was a Spider-Man game called Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six, and quite a bit of that game, and you spend mostly punching people in the dick.
That's got to be somewhere around here, if wherever's involved. 64, WWF WrestleMania Challenge on NES. 63, Connect Sports on Xbox 360. Ha 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 ha! Murder me.
I have that.
If someone tries to murder you, don't take out the cross, take out the 360 game. 62, Digger T-Rock, The Legend of the Lost City. I have this. I played this. It's
I can imagine.
Fucking impossible to beat this goddamn game.
You know, people used to say that about Battletoads.
Battletoads, at least, you can go left to right, up to down, down to up. It has just a straight direction in every level. Digger T-Rock is impossible because there's puzzles everywhere. Enemies respawn literally out the goddamn walls. You have no chance at literally killing all of them or blocking their way. Your weapon is a shovel with very, very limited range. And yet, I cannot stop playing it. For some reason, this holds a soft spot in my heart. Maybe it's the music. Maybe it's the fact that it's a little 9-year-old actually successfully digging underground without the use of an oxygen mask. I don't know. Something about this. But understandable. It's a low rating. Slalom on NES. Don't ask me what that is. I don't know. And number 60, Banjo Pilot on GBA.
Yeah, that makes sense that it's not either Banjo-Kazooie or Banjo-Tooie there. Or just because it's like Banjo Pilot seems obscure enough.
Very. But I can tell you what belongs on number 59.
You know what they
What?
should have made that after they got bought out by Microsoft? They should have made Master Chief Pilot Simulator as a Game Boy Advance game.
Whoa, you're funny.
I know.
But you know
Thank
what? You know what belongs on 59 though?
What?
Conker's Pocket Tales on Game Boy Color.
Oh yeah.
That game was
Forgot
shit.
about that game.
It was boring. 58, Iron Sword, Wizards and Warriors 2, with Fabio on the cover. 57, Killer Instinct on Game Boy. It's not bad, but I could totally understand why it's up there. Or, down there. 56, Jetpack Refueled on Xbox Live. Specifically Xbox Live. 55, It's Mr. Pants on GBA. I don't know what that is either. 54, Wizards and Warriors X, The Fortress of Fear on Game Boy. 53, WWF Superstars on Game Boy. 52, Grabbed by the Ghoulies on Xbox. I think I have that somewhere. Oh, no, that's digital. It does not look that bad. 51, Cameo, Elements of Power on Xbox 360.
Yeah, Cameo.
I have this. I played it for a bit. It is not as bad as people thought it was. Number 50, Perfect Dark Zero on Xbox 360.
Perfect Dark Zero deserves to be a little bit higher than that.
Yeah, it's not as bad as people think from what I've played. The aiming could use some work, but that's about it. I'd probably say more if I played it more. And now we're on to 49, Perfect Dark on Game Boy Color. Above the 360 game?
I liked Perfect Dark on Game Boy Color, and I wouldn't put it that high.
Yeah, that's weird. 48, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts on Xbox 360.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was almost gonna say Banjo-Kazooie. A what? But then you said Nuts and Bolts, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fair.
47, Battletoads and Ragnarok's World on Game Boy.
What?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Battletoads have had a couple games on Game Boy.
Yeah, people forget that. 46, Wizards and Warriors 3, Kurtos, Visions of Power on NES. 45, Battletoads and Double Dragon on specifically the NES version. 44, Championship Pro-Am, MD. What? 43, Ken Griffey's Jr.'s Winning Run on Super Nintendo. There it is, the Super Nintendo version, Super Nintendo games. You put a baseball game here? Higher
put
up?
it above Perfect Dark and Perfect Dark Zero.
You put in a fucking baseball simulator above a game where you shoot fucking aliens. 42, Sneaky Snake on Game Boy. Oh, so that's what the sequel's about. Okay. 41, Captain Skyhawk on NES. 40, Battletoads and Battle Maniacs on Super Nintendo. Yep, that belongs up there. Here's Cap. Mickey, number 39, Mickey's Racing Adventure on Game Boy Color. 38, Battletoads on NES.
That should be higher.
It should. 37, Wizards and Warriors on NES. Fucking what? 36, Battletoads on Game Boy. You put the Game Boy version above the NES version and the Super Nintendo version?
Come the fuck on, guys.
35, Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise on Xbox 360.
People Pinata?
It's a good game.
These guys on meth?
But above Perfect Dark Zero, seriously?
Yeah, I'm still a little peeved on that. 34, Cobra Triangle on NES. Really? Above everything else? Number 33, Banjo-Kazooie, Grunty's Revenge on GBA. Sure. Number 32, Super RC Pro-Am on Game Boy. Above the NES version? 31, Mickey Speedway USA on N64. 30, Conquer Live and Reloaded on Xbox. Okay,
Above
we're getting a little...
Perfect Dark Zero.
We're getting there. 29, Viva Pinata Pocket Paradise on DS.
Above the original Viva Pinata.
Yeah, that's Cap. 28, Monster Max on Game Boy. Okay, I would agree with you if not for the fact nobody knows who the fuck that is. 27, Snake Rattle and Roll on NES. Put that on 30, not 27. It's a good game. I played it, have it. It's so fucking frustrating, though. It's one of those games where it's like diagonally up goes up and like down goes diagonally down, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Super Battletoads on arcade. Okay. You know what? Yeah, okay. That one above all the rest of them, sure. I'd buy that. I'll buy that. Diddy Kong Racing on DS. The DS version?
DS version isn't really all that bad. It's just kind of,
Still.
It's alright. Not as good as the original.
24, Star Fox Adventures on GameCube.
Above Perfect Dark Zero.
By the way, Alex, we've come across your favorite villain group in this game.
What?
We've got a red one, a green one, a yellow one, a pink one, and a black one.
That's racist.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
They're not turtles, they're the Axum Rangers. You know, the ones from Mario Brothers Z.
Yeah.
The ones that got their asses handed to them by Shadow.
Shadow, heroes rise again.
Speaking of rising again, Killer Instinct appears again on number 23, and that's Killer Instinct Gold on N64.
Ow, what the fuck was that?
Oh, my headphones dropped. 22, Donkey Kong Land on Game Boy.
Okay.
21.
That's not better than Perfect Dark Zero.
21.
I'm in the minority, but I like Perfect Dark Zero, and...
21, Killer Instinct on Super Nintendo.
Okay.
20, RC Pro-Am on NES. Okay, above the Game Boy version. 19, Jet Force Gemini on NES.
Fucking Killer Instinct, though.
Yeah.
I played a bit of Jet Force Gemini. It's actually pretty good.
No.
18, the original Viva Pinata on Xbox 360. Above this, there's sure. 17, Donkey Kong Land 3 on Game Boy. 16, RC Pro-Am 2 on NES. 15, Blast Corps on N64. Okay. Donkey Kong 64 on N64 is on number 14. Fuck the bugs, though, man. People keep forgetting. 13. Oh, we're getting at the top 10s now. 13, Donkey Kong Land 2 on Game Boy. 12, Sea of Thieves on Xbox One.
Sea of Thieves is not that good.
It's good. I like it.
It's not good enough to put it above Perfect Dark Zero or Jet Force Gemini or Killer Instinct.
You would have you played it?
Granted, I haven't played a lot of it, but
I've played a lot of it.
Like,
it's really good.
I wouldn't put it above fucking Perfect Dark Zero or Perfect Dark. Or just flat out, I'm not putting it above Perfect Dark.
There's a clear bias, but I actually understand the bias. You played that one a lot more, and I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it, man. 11, Solar Jetman on NES. Now we're in the top 10. Number 10, Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble on Super Nintendo. Number 9, Conker's Bad Fur Day on Nintendo 64. The original.
Nice.
Number 8, Banjo-Tooie on N64. Number 7, Diddy Kong Racing on N64.
An absolute classic.
Oh, yeah. Number 6, Donkey Kong Country on Super Nintendo. Really? Like, I mean, I get it. That's the most loved and played, but, like, above even 2? Okay. Number 5, the Rare Replay on Xbox One.
That doesn't fucking count.
It kind of does. They did bring...
It's not one game.
They brought back a lot of games that never had a sequel, prequel, remake, or any kind of remaster.
I understand why it would be... Why it's a good idea. It's a great collection. If you're making, like, a best collection list, sure. Like... Put that on there. Put that on there all day long. This isn't a best collection list. This is a collection list of best rare games. And this is not a singular game. This is a collection of games.
It does include Perfect Dark Zero.
Oh, I'm aware of that. I'm just saying, you know, like, this is not a single game.
Well, speaking of single games, number 4 is Perfect Dark on N64.
Good.
Number 3 is Banjo-Kazooie on N64.
Makes sense.
That makes sense.
There you go.
But I would not put it above Perfect Dark.
There you go. Number 2 is Donkey Kong Country 2 on Diddy Kong's Quest.
Oh, yeah. The best one in the trilogy.
And number 1, take a guess what number 1 is.
Donkey Kong Country.
That's 1. Ridley?
64. Donkey Kong 64.
You realize I've mentioned Donkey Kong Country 64 on the list already.
Or was that?
Yeah, DK64 was already on here.
Never mind.
Anyone else? No? Well, number 1, apparently, according to everyone else, the number 1 best rare game to ever come out is GoldenEye 007 on N64.
Of course.
You know, at least it's a good thing that it's on here. It's not better than Perfect Dark.
I'm gonna say Cap, because Killer Instinct 2 was never mentioned in this thing at all.
There's no Killer Instinct 2. Perfect Dark is below GoldenEye. No, I'm saying, and it's like, they didn't mention it in this list. Like, there's no Killer Instinct 2. GoldenEye is above Perfect Dark. Like, I love GoldenEye. I love Perfect Dark. I can see putting the original Perfect Dark above Zero. GoldenEye, like, GoldenEye is a great game, but, like, Perfect Dark Zero is good, too.
It was supposed to be the successor to GoldenEye 007.
It's like, Perfect Dark is really, really good.
Oh, that's lame.
Here's...
gives me 17 experience for beating 5 bosses.
Here's the thing, too. They mentioned Killer Instinct on Super Nintendo, Killer Instinct on Game Boy, Killer Instinct Gold on N64. Why did you leave out the vanilla Killer Instinct 2? Like, deadass? You're leaving the original KI2?
Art McCarthy says the Council of Ricks loves The Legend of Zelda. I don't know whether I should be reassured or disturbed by this knowledge.
They can suck dick. And you know what else sucks dick? Japanese retro arcade that took 10 years to build is burnt to the ground.
Oh,
I hope the person who did that gets the death penalty, like the person who burned Kirani to the ground gets the death penalty.
Yeah, great.
So far, they haven't found out.
Arson is fucked up, if you didn't know that.
Excuse me. Unfortunately, they haven't figured out if this was on purpose or if this was accidental, because nobody was there. It had cabinet.
Well, at least nobody died.
Right, but okay, I'm glad that nobody died. I'm glad nobody was there to get caught in the crossfire, pun not intended. But here's the thing. It had cabinets that are very hard to maintain and very hard to find in one piece. It had an afterburner machine, dude.
It's Afterburner.
Afterburner. They had an afterburner machine. They had a super hang-on machine. They had a cruising machine. Dude, these are rare machines that you will not find in one piece most of the time. Most of the time, they're just like in pieces. They had an outrun machine, too. They had framed posters, framed magazines, framed everything. They had toys on display. They had like shit on display for people to look at. They had a Sega arcade. Well, a Sega claw machine. And it all burnt down after 10 years of building the damn thing. And he cannot do anything about it.
I hope the shit was insured.
Dude, even if that was insured and he got double the money that he spent, there's no way he's getting half of those cabinets back easily.
No, obviously.
Like, again...
Let's try Kulex again.
Like, dude, look up afterburner machines, look up the outrun machines. Those things are rare for a reason. They have they're specially built cabinets to make you feel like you're actually riding on a jet and riding in a car. You will not see those built nowadays because, why bother? Like, goddamn, I feel bad for this guy. It's the equivalent of a guy building his entire NES collection back in the day, and then he has both the gray and the gold Nintendo World Championship carts, and then his whole place gets burned to the ground, and all the NES carts are melted, including those two cartridges. Like, holy shit, you'd feel bad for this guy.
That's a life's work right there.
That's life's work, dude. That's your bank that's been put to work. He put his life on this arcade, and it burnt to the ground to the point where it literally burnt the entire building to the ground. It literally burnt the entire building to the ground. It's nothing but rubble now.
Oh my god. What do people like this have to gain? Nothing.
I mean, that is assuming that it was done on purpose. It could very well have been done as a complete accident. There could have been a wiring issue. There could have been some kind of
Yeah, they said that the fire spread through the roof. They said that the fire spread through the roof. I feel like someone intentionally tossed a match or something.
If it spread through the roof, then that's because if it was inside the building, it could have been an electrical issue, there was a short or a power supply that froze up because it is old electronics and whatnot. But if it spread from the roof, I'm thinking that it either has to be some kind of issue with the building itself, or somebody who was just being negligent. If it wasn't on purpose,
Right. I don't know, man. I feel like someone intentionally blew this place up.
Anyways, speaking of gaming, there's been some conversations about what is the center point of the industry? Who does the industry revolve around? And there's this guy on YouTube. His handle on there is Pirate Software, and his real name is Thor. I don't remember what his last name is, but Thor was answering questions on his Twitch stream, and he was talking about how, he was explaining, the heart of the video game industry is us, the players. If the people who make the game, making games that people want to play, there's nothing. There's no industry. There's no money. You're getting people to part with their money for something that they would enjoy, right?
Right.
If you're not making something that they want to play, you're not making money. And this is something that I was going to bring up earlier with the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff, where You know, you can't just say, you gotta buy this. It's just not gonna happen. People aren't gonna buy games they don't want to play. One of the big things that you know, Reggie Fils-Aimé said was, if it's not fun, why bother? And then, you know, Naughty Dog said, talk about fun around here. Guess who's
Gee,
more
I
successful?
wonder.
Is it Naughty Dog or Nintendo? And I have a feeling Nintendo has sold a lot more games that cost a lot less money.
Yep.
And then, like, the Pal World thing is a great example as well, where it's a game that didn't cost a whole lot to make and has sold an absolute buttload of copies. So, you know, why aren't more companies making games that cost less, that take less time to develop, that look slightly worse? But hell, like, even slightly worse is still better than, you know, taking up shitloads of hard drive space and taxing the GPU to death. Uncharted 1 still looks really good on the PS3, you know? And like Uncharted 4 looks rough because they tried to make it more realistic. The cartoony, stylized Uncharted 1 and Uncharted 2 look way better than Uncharted 4 and Uncharted Lost Legacy do. Because they had a style to them, and they had a bunch of other, they had a bunch of other things going for them. One of the things that they did with the original Uncharted games was that they'd think about, you know, here's what we can do in terms of gameplay, let's write the story around that. And there was some jank in the original Uncharted stories, but at the same time, guess which Uncharted games people actually want to go back and play? Is it Uncharted 4? No, it's Uncharted 1, 2, and sometimes 3 if you're feeling a little bit adventurous. Like, Uncharted 4 is a game that was centered around, on here's what story we're putting the gamer through first, versus here's what gameplay we came up with.
Yeah.
When you stop putting the gameplay first in your video game, excuse me, that's where the problems start. This is why Nintendo is so popular with all ages. They put the gameplay first. No matter how simplistic it might be, the gameplay is always first. The gameplay is the first thing that everybody gets involved with. You have like a quick little, well, hey, how you doing? And for the cutscenes, like, here's a quick little setup for what's going on, and you know, everything else, you know, we go from there. It's not that difficult. It's almost like they wrote the book on doing this 25 years ago.
Yep.
I don't know what the point of those statues is.
Maybe they're to menace you, Alex.
I know they're there to menace me. I just don't know why.
So I want to bring this up. We've all had fan theories on who would play who when it came to movies based on something, you know, adaptations of comic books, video games, and so on. Yeah. I like to remind you that Wizard Magazine have been doing this for a whole while now.
I remember reading in a Wizard magazine scan that was put online about somebody wanted to put Steven Seagal in a Ghost in the Shell movie.
I think I know where they were going with that. I don't see that happening anytime soon, though.
Well, it wouldn't have happened. It might have happened back then. It definitely isn't going to happen now. But, you know, they just wanted to cast him as one of the supporting characters.
Okay, yeah, maybe that would have, maybe it would have worked, considering he's like trying to be all philosophical and shit. What with trying to make one of his movies death free or whatever the fuck. Like, I don't want to kill the people. It's like, dude, you're in an action movie. Fuck off. Anyway, Wizard Magazine, like I said, they've been doing that for quite a while when they were still in print. And one of the fan castings they've done was X-Men. I'm gonna read off some casting decisions and see if they aged well at all. See if you see it happen, or whatever other thoughts you might have had. Gambit, they saw him being played as a young Jean-Claude Van Damme back in the day.
You know what? That makes sense, because nobody can place Jean-Claude Van Damme's accent. He's been cast as Cajuns in the past.
Yeah, I totally agree. His accent, I could totally see him doing Remy's accent like throughout the entire movie. Jean Grey, Nicole Kidman.
You know, I could see that if it wasn't for the fact that Famke Janssen was already really good in the role, I could see her doing like an older Jean Grey right now.
Right. Psylocke, Tia Carrera.
You're gonna have to remind me who Tia Carrera is.
Wayne's girlfriend from Wayne's World.
Oh. You know, I can't see anybody but Olivia Munn in that role right now, which is unfortunate because Olivia Munn hasn't been back to that role since Apocalypse.
X-Men Apocalypse.
She was a really good casting choice.
It's a good movie, but barely did a thing in there.
I know.
And that's
kind of the problem.
Now, normally in Mario RPG, that would be the last we'd see of Cool-X, but because of this thing known as bonus content, he'll be back again.
I'll be back.
Storm.
Who would play Storm?
Mrs. David Bowie.
Excuse you?
David Bowie's wife, I guess.
Why David Bowie's wife?
Because
Hang on.
black.
Who?
I'm looking at the scan. Storm would be portrayed by actress Mrs. David Bowie, supermodel Iman Leman Muy Caliente.
Oh.
No.
Iman Mohammed Abdul Majid.
No, I don't see it.
Are we sure they're not in relation to Muhammad Abdul?
Married to David Bowie from 1992 to his death. She's not an actress.
She's a model.
Yeah, because she's mostly been in like bit roles as like model characters.
Yeah, I don't see it happen.
Let me see here.
Doesn't have that sharp gaze that Storm has.
No.
So I'm
the
guessing
only thing I remember,
Halle Berry.
The only thing I can remember that she was in was Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country, and I'm looking through the cast list here, and I'm not. Yeah. Okay.
I still don't see it.
Oh, she was the shapeshifter character. Okay, you know what? I can see it. Have you seen Star Trek VI?
I'm looking at her photo, man. I still don't see it. She looks too soft to me.
Star Trek VI, I could definitely see her doing that, because Star Trek VI, she was a sort of a femme fatale character.
Well, I haven't seen that, so I can't really say anything on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't say anything if I haven't seen it. Well, not that one anyway. Here's something funny. Wolverine. Glenn Danzig.
Nope.
Why?
Because he's short and he's hairy and he's grumpy.
He is not nearly muscular enough to be Wolverine.
Right, but he is hairy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Hey, look, this is it.
So's my dad. Like,
here's a description: Wolverine, the most unshaven hero in comics, would be brought to life by brooding rock star Glenn Danzig. Oh man, that is such a miscast. That's funny.
You know, I'd almost say that Wolfgang von Frankenstein from the Misfits would be a more, like, if we're picking Misfits band members, to be X-Men, I'd almost say the Wolfgang von Frankenstein would be a better, or Doyle. Yeah, Doyle Wolfgang von Frankenstein, yeah, would be a better pick for Wolverine, because he at least has the physique.
Speaking of physique, what do you think of Clint Eastwood playing Cable?
I mean, he could have pulled it off back in the day. Like, these days, he's a million years old, and
he's like in his 90s
he'd have to do an unhealthy amount of steroids to be able to get into that kind of shape again. But
Welcome to Bowser's Keep with open bar.
Oh, and here's something cool. Wizard Magazine predicted the future. They wanted take a guess on who they wanted to play as Professor Xavier.
Patrick Stewart.
Exactly.
It was actually commented that he looked exactly like Captain Picard in the Star Trek X-Men crossover.
I mean, he did shave his head. Let's see.
Okay, so Gizmo, how did you feel about James McAvoy as Charles Xavier?
He plays all right as a young Charles Xavier. He does a good job.
There was a funny bit in the bloopers for X-Men Days of Future Past where Patrick Stewart's like, I was a very different person back in 1973. I looked like James McAvoy. It was like,
That's fucking funny.
I feel like that might have been I have to imagine that Stewart had met McAvoy after the fact that they were going to be working together in the movie, and I'm sure they hit it off pretty well.
Speaking of Star Trek,
I can imagine they'd get together well.
They wanted another Star Trek guy to play another X-Men. Michael Dorn? Is that it? I can't bear.
Yeah, that is.
Did they want him as Beast?
Yeah, Michael Dorn. They wanted him to play as Bishop.
You know what? Michael Dorn would have been a really good Bishop.
And
I mean, the guy we got as Bishop in Days of Future Past was pretty good.
Yeah. Take a guess who they wanted to play as Colossus. Time's up. Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph. You know what? That makes sense.
That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, that actually does make a lot of sense.
Just dye his hair like black, and then there you go. He's Colossus.
He's basically real life Colossus, anyways.
Right.
You know, the weird thing is that people kind of downplay Colossus somewhat in various forms of media, and like, they kind of make him into a bit of a joke. Okay, especially in the Deadpool movies, to which I'm like,
no, he's not a joke in the movies. He plays off as a straight guy.
Which is not how he's played in the Ultimate Universe. He's played it as a straight-laced gay guy.
In the Ultimate Universe?
Yeah.
No, not how I remember it.
He was gay in the Ultimate Universe, so that they could
I thought he was only gay for Wolverine, not just gay.
No,
the thing is that
Kitty Pryde had an unrequited crush on him.
Right.
Yeah.
He was gay. Yeah, now I remember. Okay,
yeah.
That was weird, man.
And they did that so that they could add her to Ultimate Peter Parker's harem.
Okay, you know what? I'm a be hot take. I actually enjoyed the Kitty Pryde Peter Parker pairing.
You didn't have to make Colossus gay to accomplish that. And
No.
honestly, it's not even that bad of a pairing. But like, we have other love interests for these characters, guys.
There's a lot of X-Men to choose from. Hell, there's a lot of Marvel characters to choose from that could have hooked up with Colossus. Squirrel Girl, Captain Marvel when she was
The
good.
unstoppable Squirrel Girl meets the immovable object.
Dazzler, fucking like.
Squirrel Girl then proceeds to defeat the immovable object because she's fucking Squirrel Girl.
What was it? Scarlet Witch before she dated the fucking Vision. Mary Jane
Scarlet
when
Witch
Peter Parker broke up with him.
Scarlet Witch before she started fucking her brother. Remember,
And
that is in the Ultimate Universe. We're talking about the Ultimate Universe here.
Ha! And Wolverine watched.
No. Wolverine was asked to videotape it.
Bruh, he still watched.
Yeah, I know. He watched while videotaping it.
Yes.
Hey, Damon, you got anything to add to this?
Not really.
Yeah, why would he? He's lost thought about how the fuck Wolverine is going to watch two siblings smash.
Listen, Wolverine is like 1,000,000 years old. He's probably seen weirder.
That doesn't mean he's going to like most of that weird shit. Okay, anyway. Last casting decision they thought would have been cool was Michael Biehn, who was known also as... Michael Biehn. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Michael
Biehn from The Terminator and Aliens.
He was known as Kyle Reese and Corporal Hicks from those movies. Looks-wise, yeah, I can totally see him playing a Cyclops. To keep in mind, though, this is the 90s.
Right.
So, looks-wise, yeah, I could totally see him play Cyclops. I'm not sure if he would play the best Cyclops, though. Because remember, this was also a time when the cartoon was out, and he was played as a wimp most of the time.
Of course. Not.
I'm glad we were thinking of the same joke there.
That was just the 90s. Everyone was doing that.
I know. It was a different time back then.
To me, my X-Men. Behold, Optic Blast.
No. I got an even better one. Go and save the city. Hey. X-Men, welcome to die. The funniest thing is knowing the fact that in the is knowing that Kylie Bear voiced all the dudes in that game.
Let's see, we have enough budget for 2 characters. Fuck it, we'll just cast everybody as like 6 different characters. We'll hire 2 voice actors.
The 2 voice actors being Kylie Bear and Mela Lee.
Yeah, we'll hire 2 voice actors and then have them record a bunch of lines for everybody's.
I think Gizmo, I think you can agree with me on this one. The best part is Kylie Bear voicing Colossus just for the...
The what? What? Bro, I could not hear shit.
Okay, just imagine angry Russian noises, and there you go.
Oh, yeah. So you mean, yeah,
that.
You know what it sounded like to me?
No, it didn't sound nearly that loud.
No, that's what he was doing. Sounded like.
I don't know why you were thinking that.
No, I wasn't thinking it. All I heard from you was.
It wasn't nearly that loud, Gizmo.
Yeah, it was loud.
I think he might have had my volume turned.
Yeah.
And turned up a bit too loud.
And the volume turned up.
But yeah, it's like. So. Oh, that sound is essentially the sound that Colossus makes when he's doing his special attack move in the X-Men arcade game.
Sound like you're just saying boom.
That's kind of what it sounded like.
Yeah, that pretty much is what it is.
No, it is not at all. It is.
Also,
Boom. No, he outright screams up to the heavens and goes, ah!
look up. I gotta look up a full 6-player playthrough of the X-Men arcade game. Aim for the Xbox 360, PS3.
Ah!
See where you'll hear Kylie Bear as Colossus making that noise.
Ah!
X-Men, welcome to die. X-Chicken. Ha 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 ha.
Likely was hot though.
I don't know why they put in goddamn Dazzler in that game and Jean Grey or
because Dazzler was a pretty popular character back in the 90s.
Psylocke would have been preferable as the other female in that game.
Fuck you too. Come on.
Dazzler? What the fuck
you
is she
too.
gonna do?
Fuck you too. Dazzler was awesome. She was
No,
amazing.
she isn't. She's worthless.
Dazzler shoots like different colored lights.
Oh, she does.
She can manipulate.
Jubilee can do all that, but better.
She's levels above Jubilee. Bite me.
Listen, I will say. Oh, hi, Goma.
Hey, Sonic, how you doing?
Come on, Goma.
Good answer.
Okay, there are 6 doors. Of the 6 doors, 2 open and onto action courses. You can handle a lot of action, right?
I got to get pissed. I'll be right back.
Okay. 2 others will lead you to battle courses. You can fight, right? The last 2 open onto puzzles. No sweat for a great puzzle solver like you, right? Thing is, I only need to go through 4 of these.
Oh, in the comments section for Zelda Dungeons walkthrough for this game.
Ah, crap, I got it.
Wanahakalugi says, I take it back, give me an army of blue dark nuts to take on if I never get to see blue and orange KKK members again. Mix them in with bubbles and likes and you're in for a world of hurt. Yes. Yes, this dungeon is not exactly, easy.
Yes. Oh, since we're live, I think it'd be best to say the writing contest has been moved to April 13th instead of February as it was originally planned.
Okay.
I think it has to do with I know of trying to fix the website. Purchase a new domain for the website. For some reason, he cannot get the rights to Magnetic Ferret, so instead he's going to rename the domain to comicbookuniversebattles.com instead of magneticferret.com, which is very unfortunate, but what are you going to do?
How do you not... Doesn't he already own the one? How does he not...
Electric Ferret was the original domain for the name, and that's why he tried to change it to Magnetic Ferret, but he couldn't get the rights for that for some reason, so he's just going to rename it from Electric Ferret to comicbookuniversebattles.com instead.
Oh, hello, everybody.
It's a little odd. Oh, hey, son. But since I'm talking about
the Colossus sound clip you guys are looking for.
But since now I'm talking about the Magnetic Ferret, I think this is a good time to talk about the new additions to the Comic Book Universe Battles database, where we're talking about any newcomers such as characters, locations, items, creatures, and you get the picture. Let's see. Let's see. You're still here. Okay. Okay. First off, Warduke from Dungeons and Dragons. The Fire Twins from Assassin's Creed. Jack Darby from Transformers Prime. Keshka from A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay, then. That's a name.
Sekhmet from Egyptian mythology.
How off?
Lord Marshall from The Chronicles of Riddick. Top Dollar from The Crow.
Oh yeah, speaking of The Crow, have any of you seen the reveal of it's one of the Skarsgård brothers as The Crow?
No.
It looks really lame.
It does.
What were you expecting? They're trying to remake The Crow.
Well, I was expecting them to like put in any effort whatsoever, as opposed to taking the wrong lessons from Suicide Squad's Joker.
No quite work.
Are these the same people that were involved in Suicide Squad's Joker?
Man, I don't fucking know.
Because if they are, then they have learned nothing. You know this. Nancy Miner from RoboCop Alpha Commando. The cartoon, I guess. Vile Henchman from Where on Earth is Carmen San Diego. Vile as in V-I-L-E, as in they made an acronym for it.
That's his name?
Those are the company names, and those are the henchman names. Okay, yeah, don't look too into it. Deathstalker from Marvel. Zack
Deathstalker.
and Ivy from Where on Earth is Carmen San Diego. Paleosaurus from the Giant Behemoth. The Deadly Mantis from The Deadly Mantis.
I've never heard of that.
Then.
These are old school horror movies. Black and white.
I've watched a lot of... Actually, hang on, I have watched that movie then.
Tabunga from Hell It Came. Detroit/Delta City from RoboCop.
Take him to Detroit.
No,
not Detroit.
Wait, not that Detroit. Delta City, Detroit.
Well, that's not too bad.
Well, no, it's worse considering RoboCop has to be there.
Oh.
Yeah, RoboCop, you're fine.
To put it this way, if RoboCop has to be there at all, is it really fine?
Compared
That
to
is
actual
true.
Detroit, yes.
Real life Detroit.
Listen, real life doesn't have RoboCop, so...
Compare that to fictional Detroit from RoboCop. Are you real?
Right, so fictional Detroit is automatically better because it has RoboCop.
Fictional Detroit is worse because it has to have RoboCop. That's worse.
Yeah, but we need RoboCop now, and we don't have him, so...
RoboCop is taking down, like, evil versions of himself constantly. You really think you're safe?
Yes.
Okay. That's another debate going down the list. Hiro Hamada from Big Hero 6, the movie.
God. I'll have to look at the comic version.
Damon Henderson from Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. Force from Guardians of the Galaxy from Marvel. Ghostmaker from DC Comics. Hibiki Kohaku from Blaze Blue.
Oh, I know. Oh, him. I know that guy.
Zeta from Grand Blue Fantasy Versus.
Oh. Interesting.
Bogomon from... What the fuck is that? The Final Fantasy series.
That's one.
Taja from Mortal Kombat Conquest. You're funny. Okay. And lastly, Kong Sabyok from Squid Games.
Wow.
The squiddiest of games.
Is he the old man? 'Cause I remember
No,
I didn't watch.
one of the young girls.
Oh, that chick.
If it were the old man, then you have given us the founder of the Squid Games.
Yeah.
And in case nobody was there at the time or don't remember, the fantasy draft match has ended for a while, and the winner of that tournament is D-Skills.
I was hoping that you were going to say, "Hey, you."
He's not. No, unfortunately, apparently I didn't have the best team. Compared to me, he's got the better team up. He has Chaos from Disney's Aladdin cartoon, as well as Geico Gecko, the G.I. Joe, Polar Express, and the Dijin. Apparently, they all stood a chance against everyone else.
Huh. By the way, I found that clock sound clip you guys were talking about earlier.
Yep, there you go.
Thank you.
Exactly
that was what I was talking about.
You sound like you were saying boom.
No.
Bruh.
Fuck.
Oh, hi, base.
Okay. Ugh, that hurt. Speaking of hurts, looks like you won't have to worry about your eyes hurting because the 3DS now has Virtual Boy emulation that doesn't give you headaches.
Awesome.
Okay, then.
Hooray.
From what I understand, they are still using the 3D Switch, so it would make the games look exactly how they were supposed to be, like they intended to with the Virtual Boy. So let's say you're playing Red Alarm, it's going to be 3D without having to rely on the goggles. That's cool. But you know what else is cool? Being sponsored by Raid Shadow. No, not really.
Oh dear God.
I was gonna say you didn't enter into a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship without me knowing, did you?
Oh right, I guess we're not.
I didn't even know you guys played Raid.
Instead, we're sponsored by Gamer Fuel. No, not really. We're not sponsored by that.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I'd like a G Fuel sponsorship.
Darn.
If only. Oh, we gotta go with what we got.
What would you guys, if you guys ever were to get a drink, what would you guys call it? Mehcast?
I'd probably get like a signature sour apple flavor.
Yeah, I don't mind sour apple, but I'm more of a blue raspberry guy. Well, you know, but speaking of games, Japan has made a pedometer that is themed off of Virtual On.
Okay, then.
Ask me why.
Why?
They felt like it.
Go fuck yourself, that's why.
Yeah.
They just decided out of nowhere to make a pedometer that was themed around Virtual On because fuck you. They did not give a reason as to why. They just made it. It costs $460 for the thing alone.
Why?
Oh wait, no, that's the twin stick. Never mind. But yeah, it's being crowdfunded right now, and I want this. I don't know why. I think it looks cool.
So Gizmo, just imagine Colossus making that yell just every few seconds, and so that's basically the experience of having everybody playing X-Men on an arcade.
If they made the right choice. And picking Colossus, Cyclops, or Dazzler, fuck you, Dazzler's good.
Personally, I'd still rather have Psylocke.
I forget. The arcade was before the Marvel games.
Yeah, it was way before like the
Yeah, I was okay.
Yeah, but Psylocke was a
Marvel Fighters.
thing even before
It was
that
based
game
around
came out.
Hell yeah,
The
I wish to
arcade-
carry
I
more
know
bombs.
that.
The arcade is based off of the X-Men pilot back in the day. It wasn't based off any cartoon.
Yeah, the Pride of the X-Men thing.
Where Wolverine was Australian instead of an Australian pretending to be Canadian.
Yeah, it's
and
kind
save the
of
state.
funny. I believe the person who cast that thought that the Wolverine was an Australian mammal, not a got it confused with the
Canadian.
Tasmanian devil.
Oh man, just imagine though what we would have been exposed to if Wolverine was Australian sounding the entire time.
Yeah, if they made Hugh Jackman all right, you got to make sure you put on an outrageous Aussie accent.
And here
Like,
we
it would
got
have
an
been,
Aussie.
it would have
We
sounded
got an
like,
Aussie
it probably
here
would have
with
sounded
us.
like
Yep.
Christian Bale did in The Prestige. It wouldn't have sounded real.
You-
I ain't got no luck. She
that
won't
was
be this man. Not yet.
yeah, that was one thing I told my mom
Let's
about
see
when
you grow
when we
those
were talking
back.
about.
Ugh.
That's the one funny line from X-Men 3.
I like the
Uh,
Sentinel
those
sequence.
No, it's
Ah.
like no. I say the one funny joke in there. It's just like everything else is just boring, and then that joke comes up, and I'm like, okay, that's actually really funny because we got a guy who's comically regenerating all of the limbs that Logan is cutting off, and then Logan's like, you know what? I'm aiming low.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Okay.
Fun fact, I looked it up. Apparently Colossus is one of the worst characters in the arcade
How you guys
game.
doing?
Yeah, but
Doing good.
Oh,
but
hello.
you just want to hear.
Dad's
All right,
apparently one of the
I
best
did
characters.
Today was my first day doing DoorDash. Does anybody have any questions for me?
How
Yes,
much
how
money
How
do you
was
make?
it?
Huh?
How much did you
How
make
was
it?
it?
We made 63. We made about $65 today.
Okay, then.
Okay, that's not bad.
We only worked about 6 hours though, so
Yeah, that doesn't sound
and it was
so
our
bad.
first day. We were also late a couple of times because the GPS fucked up. A traffic light was malfunctioning.
Oh, jeez.
You made sure to contact them, right? Because that's something you have to
Yeah,
tell
I
them.
did.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have. There was even a crazy driver trying to stalk us after he almost ran us over. That
dude.
made us late for one Wendy's order.
Dude, I had
Dude.
that happen too.
You
Or,
better
like,
bring a gun with
Not
you
where
if that
not
shit
where somebody was like stalking me, but where like crazy ass drivers were trying to run me over, or not necessarily trying to, but like they were too stupid not to, you know?
Lydia was afraid that was going to happen to her today, and we actually had a fight about it.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
As long as you're calm.
Calm down. Finally lasted like 2 minutes.
As long as you're okay, man.
No,
Yeah.
I mean the argument with the girlfriend. It only lasted like 2 minutes.
well, that's good. Now,
Yeah,
Right.
but anyways,
Yeah, that's a good thing.
the thing is, I think the most outrageous, did you get any outrageous requests?
let me tell you what I got a request for from a restaurant called Camino Real. Not to be confused with horrible actress Monica Real.
I was gonna say.
Ooh.
They only ordered a fucking cheese cup.
What?
A
Not
cheese.
even fuck.
They only wanted a cup of queso.
They didn't even want like a meal?
They didn't want
or, like,
anything
an
else. They didn't
appetizer?
order
No.
a drink. They didn't order no fucking burritos, no beer, no nothing. Just a fucking cup of queso.
Were they high when they went to their house?
What'd you say, babe?
And some
Are they-
matcha.
You got an order for what? Someone ordered hamacha. Green tea. Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh,
Now,
so
I went to a I dashed to take a an order from a Mexican restaurant to a house not far from me, and the restaurant actually forgot their queso dip, and so I had to go back and get it. And I was like, okay,
What'd
I
you
didn't
say,
have
babe?
to go. I didn't have to go back and get it, but
Did they order
I-
chips too?
I did, and you know what? They
Did they order
tipped
chips?
really well for me going back to get their chips and queso dip and stuff.
Lydia has a question for you.
I was asking you.
What? No, they didn't. That's the thing. They didn't get chips with that delivery order I did.
They probably already had chips, I think. Because, like, people will order custom queso dip from places.
I got $2 for doing that order, too.
Yeah, so how much did you make versus how much you spent in gas?
Let's see. We only spent like we only spent like $7. We only had to spend $7 in gas today.
So is the maid $2 after you
No. I'm like the $7 is what we spent all day on gas.
I gotcha.
Because we needed a little bit. We're certainly going to get a lot more tomorrow with some of the money we still have left over. Okay. So that we have like a full tank, and we did. I did do the math. We should indeed be making more than what it costs. So,
well, that's good, because I was making more than it cost her on DoorDash, but only just barely after a point. So that was what caused me to stop running, because I wasn't making enough money to really make it more than a break even.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I did. Gizmo. Oh, one thing I also ended up getting for the princess, your best girl, is her ultimate weapon known as a frying pan.
Okay.
The princess, your best girl. What?
You're the woman in the kitchen jokes here, but that's beneath me.
No.
So Rapunzel is Gizmo's favorite Disney princess?
No.
No, I'm referring to Peach.
Oh, okay.
Because the running joke in our Mario Party thing is that Gizmo always plays as Peach.
Damn, Gizmo, look at you. I'm not going to say why I'm saying that, because, that could get stream kicked.
Titty all day, every day. Titty all day, every day. Who ordered all this fucking anime?
How do we all feel about that new Peach game coming out?
Well, I like the original Princess Peach game, so I'm looking forward to this new one.
Same.
Yeah.
Well, look, talking about looking forward to something, Atari wants to revive more of its classic systems.
Yeah, I also saw that there was an Atari game up for pre-order on Amazon, like a 2600 game, and I was like, I don't remember which game it was. I'd have to go back and look at it again. But, like, I was like, what?
Yeah, it was probably for the new 2600 they released. It's literally just a remake.
Like a new 2600 that
made
also plays games?
Yeah, straight up.
I'm gonna have to look into that. Does it have HDMI out?
I believe it does.
Well, that's good, because I have a bunch of Atari 2600 games and no Atari 2600.
Thing is, though, we've already got something that plays Atari on modern day TVs. It's called, and Hyperkin's made it too.
I see we got some Total Drama fans on the server.
Really?
Yeah, looking at SFWR, you see what I mean.
Oh. God, I haven't seen Total Drama in years.
You Fred Flint? Why are you betting? Are you betting Fred Flintstone?
No. Apparently, Johnny Depp has been offered a supporting role in Pirates of the Caribbean 6.
Lydia, did you hear that?
Oh,
Johnny Depp has been what was it again, Alex?
He's been offered a supporting role in Pirates of the Caribbean 6. Not the lead. Yeah. Frankly, after all the shit that he got put through, he better... They either better pay him a lot, or he better walk away from that. Because
Warner Brothers and Disney are dead to him now.
There is no
if
way
they pay him like $30 million...
character after all that trouble.
No, if they pay him like $30 million to make like a 5-minute cameo, oh, dude, that's just good business sense right there.
Is it though? You're still working for the guys who put you out to dry after only accusations with no proof has been hitting the internet. Now,
Yeah,
you're playing a side character, no less.
Dude, that's a big fucking payday too. Like,
dude, imagine if say Keanu Reeves was going to be the next Superman. Let's pretend that Keanu Reeves is the next Superman. He was in 1, then 2, then 3, then a Justice League movie, and then they are announcing Kingdom Come. He's going to come back as Superman in the Kingdom Come movie. And then out of nowhere, let's say Gina Carano starts saying, "Oh, Keanu Reeves, he took it, he gave it to me in the ass without permission, with no proof whatsoever." And then the guys decided, "Yeah, no, you're gone, no proof. Well, we don't care." You really think Keanu's going to work with them again? No.
I mean, for a big enough payday, anything's possible.
And imagine,
this is why I don't understand people who
turn down $30 million for something
he's
like
playing
that.
Superman, the main character of every. He's playing Superman. Listen, remember the instance I just gave. He's playing a Superman, right? And then Kingdom comes. He's supposed to be playing Superman in Kingdom Come. Now imagine he is set free, right? And then he's like saying, "Oh, well, now there's proof that says you're innocent. There's no proof that says you're guilty. You can come back to our movie, but you're not going to be the main character anymore. You know who's going to be the main character? The Green Lantern." Fuck that noise, man. You're playing Superman. Why aren't you?
Yeah, Green Lantern's going to be a main character in the Superman movie. Okay,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why would you settle for less, except for in something and from a company like Disney, no less, who set you out to dry, not caring what the verdict was?
Oh yeah, no, I understand, and like principally, but at the end of the day, 30 million is 30 million, right?
Yeah.
It could be 30 billion. I would still say no. Fuck that noise.
Dude, 30 billion, 30 billion is never have to work for like 6 generations money.
30 trillion. I could be resting on a bed made of gold. I still would say no.
That is true, though.
You only have to try like that because of one accusation, false accusation, no less, and then you come back and say, "Oh, you can come back to the movie, but not as the main character anymore. You're coming back as the side character." Yeah, screw you too, Disney.
I'd say the
cutting all ties.
Go see a Boba Kitty, Gizmo.
I mean, I'm on this one. I mean,
Kevin, look at the kitty.
I see the cat.
Hello, kitty.
I see it too.
Look at the Boba
Hello.
Kitty and its big ol' eyes.
Oh, that's a meow.
And we're back to some bad news. If you have the Meta Quest 3, or the Oculus Quest 3, like a normal person would say,
or the Facebook Quest 3 is also what people would say.
No more kitty time.
So
kitty time is over, guys.
Let me get to the good.
You didn't appreciate it.
Let me get to the good news first. Meta Quest 3, or Oculus Quest 3, like a normal person would say. Apparently, people have been saying it's the best way to play 3DS and Virtual Boy games because of the 3D effects it has. Okay, cool. You know what's not cool? The fact that you're going to be stuck with nothing in the next update. What do I mean by this? Apparently, from what I heard,
they're taking away side loading, aren't they?
They're going to take away everything that you had in your original Oculus Quest Quest account the moment it transfers from Oculus to Meta.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Lame.
So you're going to have to manually transfer that shit over to Meta, or else you will save nothing. That means everything.
I don't even have an Oculus account, and I got that notification. And like it just said, you'll have to transfer stuff from your old Oculus account onto your new Meta account. And I was like, motherfucker, you own this shit. Reminds me of the Funimation shit.
I actually have an Oculus Quest 2, and right now, I think that's bullshit, considering I don't have the time for that shit. I don't have the time to figure that kind of shit out. There's no way you could do that yourselves.
It's all Facebook anyways. Why the hell can't you just shut the fuck up and do your goddamn jobs?
Right. so weird. It's like you own Oculus to the point where you renamed it. You can't just transfer everything to like a shared account and then shut off that account, so it will just be one account. Like,
or just like keep everything the way it was.
So weird, man. You know what else is weird? Arcade Archives on Nintendo eShop might have a world record that is considered unbeatable. Certified by Guinness World Records.
Which is?
Let me see here. Arcade Archives have over 403 titles on the eShop alone. And it's been certified by Guinness World Records that it's the largest amount of releases in consecutive weeks.
Neat.
And a consecutive amount of weeks. Yeah, you know what? I could see that. You know what? I actually see that as kind of a big deal because what other company is going to be releasing that many games in that amount of time on a console and actually work?
Bro.
I have some of those games.
By the way, factually speaking, this treasured box, true to Wizkoopa's words, will never run out of coins ever. So I could keep doing this all day long.
Speaking of coins, you might want to save up on those quarters because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Wrath of the Mutants is coming to consoles. You remember remember those raw thrills machines you've had? They're not just known for their light gun games, they're also known for their arcade titles, such as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Wrath of the Mutants. And it was exclusively an arcade game up until now. It's going to be released April 23rd, and will be released on Steam, the Xbox series of consoles, Switch, PS4, and 5 for as little as $29.99. And you'll be playing as the 3D renditions of the Ninja Turtles. Only time they've ever been 3D as far as I'm concerned. Oh, and how many of you are actually into visual novels, or at least are aware of them?
I am.
I mean, I like him, but Drew Skizzy says hand pink waving.
Hello. I asked this because there's a visual novel called Order Us.
No.
Yeah.
Order Us.
It's a Steam has banned a game called Order Us for having an adult with small tits. Basically, they saw her as a minor.
Oh, for fuck's sake, not this again.
How many times have we been through this?
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Here's the thing, though.
I love the young people.
Here's the thing. I get that most people don't really see teenagers with large chests to begin with. That's fair. But at the same time, how do you not get it through your head that adults can sometimes just have no tits as well?
Look, man, people are gonna bitch.
Some of them have a growth spurt, some of them don't, but also some of them just don't have anything there. It's just
we forgot the age-old mantra that there's nothing wrong with the itty-bitty titty committee.
Yeah.
Buddy,
but for some reason, Steam does not get it.
Can't win.
For some reason, Steam doesn't get it. The curator of the game has the email from Steam, and he put it out in a tweet. After review, we will not be able to ship your game. Order us on Steam. While we strive to ship most titles submitted to us, we found that this title features themes, imagery, or descriptions that we won't distribute. Regardless of the developer's intentions with their product, we will not distribute contents that appear in our judgment to depict sexual conduct involving a minor. Keep in mind, this is an adult. While every product is unique, if your product features this representation, even in a subtle way that could be defined as a gray area, it will be rejected by Steam. For instance, setting your game in a high school but declaring your characters are of legal age would fall into that category and be banned. The app that has been banned and cannot be reused, resubmissions of the app, even with the modifications, will not be accepted. Steam support.
See, that's bullshit right there.
Yeah.
Like, resubmissions, even with modification, will not be accepted. Fuck off.
Well,
like,
have
what's
you
the
seen some
point?
of the games on Steam? I mean, look at fucking Tamani with on goddamn Steam.
Here's more info on it. Apparently, the character is 19 years old. She's barely legal. That still means that she's not a teenager anymore. Well, technically she is, but she's considered an adult at this point.
I think you
So,
can't win.
we can all agree, 16. No matter, despite there being some states that says that's legal age of consent, we at least when it's 16 years old or 17 years old, that's still considered a teenager. We can all agree to that, right? Despite the legal age, being due.
I guess.
Now, we can all also agree that the moment you hit 18, you're considered a legal adult, right?
In every state in the fucking union.
Nope. There are some states in the U.S. that 16 is the age of consent instead of the usual.
No, I'm saying that by the time you're 18, you're a legal adult in every state of the union.
I just wanted to make it. I just wanted to say it that broadly because I know there's going to be someone who's going to bring up the Romeo Juliet law. Fuck off with that. I don't want to. I don't want to bring that.
Hi, Transformers 4.
Yeah, I don't want to bring that.
You didn't need that, by the way, Michael Bay. Hey, the actress was of legal age in Texas.
He said
Michael Bay is from California, so he doesn't know that.
Also, keep in mind, Alex, the legal age of consent in the state of Connecticut is 16. So
yeah,
I am in a state where
it's the same thing in Mississippi, I think.
Okay, right now the context though doesn't matter. Despite the dubious age of consent being 16 or 17, we can all agree 17 or 16 is still teenager. 18, 19, that means you're legal and an adult, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Although,
okay.
Although you will see people saying, like 21-year-old child and things like that.
No, that's just idiocy right there.
No,
that's
I know.
Just,
I'm aware. I'm just pointing that out. There are idiots online.
That's another topic in and of itself. But we've all said yes that we can agree that one age.
Meanwhile, Mario, Gino, and Peach are dancing.
Oh, you did the
Ow!
jump.
What happened?
16, 17.
We're gonna go dancing.
We've already said
okay,
this.
16, 17, teenager, 18, 19, adult. Pure, simple. Everyone can agree with that. Here's the thing on this. Steam thinks that just because an adult has a flat chest, that means they are trying to have a workaround.
See,
no,
that's one of the problems is not having workarounds. Because these things, they exist IRL. These people exist IRL. You know,
they do. They just can't get it through their heads that there could possibly be an adult female, 18 to however old you want to be, that can have the smallest of chests. How do you not get it through your head that not all adults have equal sized titties? There are guys that are as short as Mini-Me with dicks that can double as a kickstand. There's going to be guys with bulging muscles that have the dick the size of a Tic Tac. It's going to be the same thing with women.
And not just because of steroids.
And not just because of steroids, and not because they got their body worked either. There's going to be women who had a growth spurt at the age of 10 and got D cups right around middle school. And there's going to be women who just never grew any titty at all, even by the age of the 31. So when Steam thinks that they're trying to make a workaround, where exactly in the game does it say, or are they trying to prove that, oh, we're going to use a young adult or a young teenager for this? Nowhere. Like, why would you even give a hint of that? So Steam is going like full short bus on us thinking that we're just gonna keel over and take it. It's to the point where now the guy is trying to look for smaller distribution platforms at this point.
Should give it a shot at Game Jolt. I think Game Jolt doesn't.
Go to
Jolt
Game
should be pretty good.
Go to Good Old Games. Go to Nintendo. Because they're not going to do shit when it comes to.
That's funny, by the way.
Yeah, it is kind of funny nowadays. Hell, I'll even take it a step further. Go to a.
Try putting it on the Microsoft Store.
Go to PlayAsia. Look, go to like one of the Japanese distributors. They'll happily help you publish the damn game.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, there's no way, just because your character just looks like a teenager, that they should keep you from making the game. Dude, if we can... this is fucking low-hanging fruit. If people can get away with fucking having cuties on Netflix, I think we could get away with something like this.
Yeah, like fucking... Like, people want to bitch about lollies, and like, cuties is okay. Hey, thanks, Movie Bob.
It's a good movie. Why? They're supposed to be sexy. Reword that? They're supposed to be attractive. Reword that. They're supposed to act sexy. Reword it again.
Okay.
God.
Okay, so let's take several steps back.
Can we go into
Where's
a
my
friendly
money, Bob?
hate debate?
Yeah, we can...
Yes,
what was
please.
our topic for the friendly hate debate?
Well,
You thought of one?
well, I was actually going to make one. So, for those of you who are in the server, you know that later on I'm going to be streaming Persona 4, and I wanted to know, who would you say is best girl, or who should I get with out
Naoto.
of the Persona 4 girls?
Okay.
Naoto or Chie? Naoto or Chie?
Number of people,
No contest.
and I'm sure Alex has no idea who any of these characters are.
No, hang on. Let me
She is
look
the
up some Rule
common
34.
She's the bowl cut girl you meet in the beginning of the game, and Naoto's the blue-haired tomboy.
Oh, fuck.
As long as you don't date the Moon Arcana, that's fine.
Do not intend on ever dating the Moon Arcana because she sucks.
See.
Of course.
Ooh, Naoto looks pretty good.
Yeah, she does.
Oh my god, you actually are on Rule 34, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Why
Good man.
would you do this?
Why not? But why not, though?
No.
Chie is alright. I don't know what it is. Because, blue-haired, short-haired girls. Chie's got a good bob cut, too, but...
the funny thing is that Naoto in the actual game is able to contain her bust, which is canonically bigger than any of the P4 girls. I'm making this up.
Least contains the calamities, that is your memories.
She literally contained it so thoroughly, people thought she was a guy. And she wears a male school uniform.
Well, that lady looks like a dude, I tell you what.
They're like, that's a chick?
It's a woman?
Literally everybody thought that Naoto was a guy.
I mean, she does
Yeah,
hide it pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I think nobody saw that coming.
Except for one thing. And the fact that her voice sounds too feminine to be...
we've had some feminine side in
voice.
Feminine guys have been a thing for a while now. There's no...
Yeah,
I mean,
he's anime.
too feminine to sound even close to being...
Again,
what I just said.
Again,
it's playing with the tropes that anime fans have come to expect, Or it's like some dudes are voiced by girls,
Meanwhile, in Japanese, Naoto is voiced by Edward Elric.
Again, a stall
Okay.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah?
Oh no, I've been hit with silence.
Listen to the sound of silence.
Suicide is painless. In Minecraft.
You can off yourself now.
Well, Alex, in case you're wondering, Naoto is the last party member you recruit in Persona 4, and she is of the Fortune Arcana. She is built up as a detective prince, and is a very analytical mind among the police force that it is in. Yaso Inaba. However, she's not too fond of the fact that she's treated like a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Colossus. We need to make that... Alex, can we make that part of our soundboard?
Sure.
It already is, dude.
Wait, you actually added it in?
Yeah, where do you think I got it from?
Oh, nice, it is in.
Kevin, you must have done that.
I did not.
That was me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
All right, take it easy.
Now Kyle Bear is canonically part of our soundboard.
You're welcome.
Hey, answer something, Kevin. What's your favorite kind of pizza topping?
I don't do things.
That's weird.
How is that weird?
Because
Wait, what?
toppings are part of what make the pizza good.
I'm actually with Kevin on this one. I actually kind of sometimes like the pizza without
How are
topping.
you gonna get a pizza and put nothing on there?
Does extra cheese count?
Fuck your extra cheese. You only put extra cheese on there if you want to keep your toppings from falling off.
I'm just boring.
Spinach,
No
motherfucker.
pineapple, no ham, no pepperoni, no mushroom.
Don't do toppings, okay?
Spinach, motherfucker.
What is so hard to comprehend about that?
Spinach and mushroom.
Yeah, man, hell, I sometimes don't eat without toppings.
Hey, should I just change your name to Kevin McAllister instead of Ridley? I could call your family up to go on vacation somewhere and then forget about you the entire time. And then they'll just...
That joke doesn't even make any sense.
It really doesn't.
We put nothing on our fucking pizza, bro!
What does Home Alone and pizza have anything to do with each other?
Because Kevin McAllister puts nothing on his pizza either.
Does he?
Like a picky bitch.
I'm kind of the same, man. Hell, when I was a kid, I used to take the cheese off my pizza when I was a kid.
Spinach, tomatoes.
Take
got over it.
off your pizza. Are you...
I used to. I got over it.
You gotta have spinach, you gotta have tomatoes, you gotta have mushrooms, olives.
The veggie.
Or I could
onions.
just choose not to have any of that.
Are you saying?
No.
Again, I used to take the cheese off my
Do you dip your pie in
so...
oatmeal? Because only aliens have that strange taste.
Why do you say it's weird for me to not have toppings on my pizza?
Because
You
that is...
get a
compared to me, Kevin's
you
normal.
get a pizza, you want to add something on there. You don't just get
compared to Kevin, he's normal.
Yeah,
I
pepperoni
used to
at
put
least.
cheese on my pizza. So.
Nope.
You just get a burrito and say nothing on it, please. Dude, that's the whole point of a burrito. There's something in there.
Again, dude, Kevin's normal compared to me, since I literally sometimes take the cheese off my pizza.
You're a kid, that's something else, though.
But here's the thing, though. Sometimes I do that sometimes.
When you're a kid, you do weird shit to your food. You know, you took your cheese off
Yeah,
your
but
pizza.
even now,
I tried to do ring toss with my...
But even now, I sometimes still do that as a habit.
Like I legit, as a kid, tried looking through Oreo O's, thinking I would see the same shit they saw in the commercials. We all did shit as a kid.
Man, shut the fuck up, nerd.
Who was that directed at?
Yes.
Okay, then.
I'll just respond with, well, screw you two.
Let's move on from the pizza. But I do have a friendly hate debate topic. You have to be
What?
You have to be neighbors with one person for a straight up week, and like that's it. You have to be, and then you like what? You get your $1 million. Neighbors with pay kill. Neighbors with the Watersons or neighbors with Timmy Turner?
Which Waterson?
Hank Hill, I have a feeling, would just kind of be a normal-ish weird...
Gumball.
Waterson. Oh, Gumball.
Yeah, Hank Hill, well, same here. Because Gumball and the Turners...
I'd love to go on an adventure with Gumball Watterson, but... You know.
I mean... Did happen in Gumball and Timmy Turner, well... I mean...
I don't want to get caught up in
Turner
his antics.
Yeah...
Especially considering the fact that he made it so that nobody would age.
Yeah,
that is a bad thing.
No,
I mean, dude, do you want to live forever?
He didn't make anybody. He made it so that nobody would age and that nobody could tell and whatnot.
I mean, again, dude, that's kind of an existential crisis right there.
And the thing is that would have been
McCarthy has a rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
I mean, to be fair, if you think about that wish, like, it makes you wonder, like, how did nobody figure this out? Like, did nobody notice, like, for about years? Okay, yeah, you're right.
Everyone is stupid, and all of these...
Especially Timmy's dad.
Okay, yeah, you know what? I think yeah, you guys are right. Everyone's an idiot.
You know what? Funny thing, I think I get along with Timmy's dad, hanging on Dinkelberg, the snotty rich fuck. Oh, we don't got no
Dinkelberg's a good guy.
Hey, looking good, Turner! Dinkelberg!
He's like Ned Flanders.
The sound, just amazing. And we have another follower on Twitch. Let me go ahead and look at that.
Oh, nice.
And here's the thing. Dinkelberg isn't even...
Ultimate Super Saiyan 0X followed us on Twitch.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Hey.
Yeah, no, I'd rather be neighbors with Timmy Turner's dad and mom. Fuck that noise with fucking Hank Hill's dad. You're gonna come into my house and badmouth my wife, badmouth me, badmouth my son, and then smash my dishes? Fuck you.
Call the cops.
I'm just trying to...
Call the cops, yeah! Like, what's Timmy Turner's dad gonna do to me? Just have, like,
I'm surprised you know with Hank's going out like SpongeBob for the obvious, Nickelodeon. So.
The funny thing is that when talking about families who are inherently badass, people will try to say the Smiths from American Dad, but the thing is, Stan gets his ass kicked way too much in that show. By randos. Yeah, he's a CIA agent who gets his ass kicked on a regular basis by nobodies.
So it's perfectly in character for the CIA then.
Here's the thing: the Griffins are more badass than they are, and guess what? Everybody kicks ass.
You got
Peter's fights with the chicken, and are clear evidence of this, as well as Chris and Meg going up against their entire class. In that Freebird, Ryan's kind of a badass, and Stewie is kind of self-explanatory.
You got
Lois did have martial arts training at one point.
Fat bastard that he shouldn't be able to. And
Peter shouldn't be able to kick ass, but he does. He kicks ass at and just.
I mean, remember the Homer versus Peter fight?
Yeah. Even Homer Simpson can kick ass.
Okay, here's a better question since we brought it up. Which neighborhood from these adult shows would you not want to be neighbors with? The Griffins from Family Guy, the Simpsons from The Simpsons, the Bob's Family from Bob's Burgers, or the Smiths from what was this called? American Dad.
I have never seen Bob's Burgers. I'm gonna go with Bob.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
You had to be neighbors with one of them, and for a week straight, and get your $1 million. Who is it you're going to tolerate the most?
I haven't seen the Bob, so can someone give me an explanation about them?
The Simpsons are straight up. You already know about them.
No, I mean I know about. I'm talking about Bob's Burgers. I never seen
Okay.
that show.
The Bob's Burgers is basically, like a very over. Okay. Switch out Bob's Burgers with the Hills then.
I was gonna say.
I was gonna say, like, I know enough about Bob's Burgers to say is like I'd almost say like I could ignore Bob's Burgers,
Yeah, I mean I can ignore that place.
Okay, they're back in then. Let's make
functionally normal.
Have Hank the Hills family are in the Hills neighborhood are now in the equation. Now you got 5 choices to tolerate for $1 million for a week straight. You have to be neighbors with one family.
Yeah, I think I'll still go with A. I mean, any of them are better than South Park, I'll say that much.
Yeah. At least you don't have to deal with a Mecha Streisand every Thursday.
Or Cthulhu.
Man, Bear Pig.
Integrity Weed.
No, you know what? Since now that I'm comparing all these families, I'm gonna just suck it up and be a neighbor to the Hills, because I know I could just trip up fucking Hank Hill's dad literally to escape his wrath.
Yeah.
No shit.
Because if you deal with the Smiths, you also got to deal with Roger.
Oh fuck Roger! Yeah. There's no way I'm gonna tolerate his ass.
Yeah, and Roger has done some very deplorable things in the show.
Yeah. I mean, he had like an
more so than Stewie or Brian Griffin has ever done.
Oh, since now we're going to bring up the Griffins. Peter Griffin will do a ton of shit to his neighborhood. You really want to be neighbors with the Simpsons with Homer working at the nuclear power plant?
Yeah.
But at least I will say the Simpsons are a little bit safer than the Griffins.
Yeah, but we know
and
that
again,
but we do know that the Smiths are not safe in the slightest.
Yeah, if I had to rank
especially
like
with Roger,
the most dangerous, I'd say Smith would be most dangerous, then the Griffins, then the Simpsons, and
then the Hills.
Yeah.
Well, so what then? You be with Bob's Burgers? Then you're gonna be like you'll be neighbors with Bob.
Yeah, because at least you could ignore the restaurant.
Can you though? Their kids are always doing some random shit that annoys everybody, including the wife.
I mean, I'd rather be annoyed than be freaking dead or harassed.
Have me be neighbors.
Wait. Quick question. When we're talking about neighborhood, typically, then wouldn't that also mean to be
neighbors with, and for a week, and you get your $1 million after a week.
What about the other houses in your living near them? Do they also count in the equation? Like say you're
going to be living in their neighborhood. Of course, you're going to be interacting with them.
Oh, so I have to deal with Quagmire.
You gotta deal with Quagmire. You gotta deal
Who else but Quagmire?
You gotta deal with the Laotians. You gotta deal with fucking the competitors Bob has every week. You gotta deal with everybody in their neighborhood if you're gonna live in their neighborhood.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna still stay with Bob. I don't want Quagmire messing with my sister.
Got the magic key.
Okay, so got another or topic. And so since Sonic the Hedgehog has had only one RPG period.
Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood, if you don't count the fan-made Sonic the Hedgehog Final Fantasy, the Mega Man.
I remember playing that in the day. Yeah, that was
yeah.
Would you ever want to see Sonic do another actual RPG?
Tactical RPG, absolutely.
Any kind of RPG. Any RPG, honestly. I don't see why not. I mean, Sonic's been on everything. Racers, fighters, side-scrollers, platformers. I don't see it not happening, having him try.
Yeah, I can see him probably give another go.
Okay, Alex, why tactics RPGs? What would Sonic be able to do with it?
Because those are my favorite fucking games.
So, Fire Emblem is your favorite?
Yes.
So you must have really liked Pokemon Mask. I mean, what was that, Pokemon Conquest?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually genuinely did like Pokemon Conquest.
I mean, it was a good game. So,
Nobunaga's Ambition is what it was. It was a crossover between in Pokemon and Nobunaga's Ambition.
Ah, I remember that. That was a big deal.
Yeah.
Now, would you prefer Eggman being the villain of this, or would you want an original villain?
Do it like Sonic. Do it like Mario RPG, here, where it starts off with him as the villain, but you kind of got to team up with him from part of the way through the game.
I am
And what characters would you want playable in this?
Sonic, Shadow, Tails, Amy.
I mean,
Knuckles.
The classic 4.
Sonic, this is going to sound really weird, but apparently we're supposed to be fighting these guys Fire Emblem style.
But why, though?
Why can't I just run up to them and throw a punch? Because that's not how this works.
That's stupid.
You're stupid.
That's
That sounds stupid. You're stupid.
You know what's not stupid?
God, that was...
Toys for Bob is now going indie as they have left Activision Blizzard.
Yeah.
Right.
Anybody else having flashbacks to when Activision left the cabal that was Atari? Speaking of Atari, because it seems like they're driving off a bunch of their old studios.
The bad thing is, though, they had to buy their way out of being separated from them. But hey, at least you're separated from Activision Blizzard.
Yeah.
I can imagine it takes some scratch to tell them to like fuck off.
Man,
Yeah.
remember when they used to make good games?
And they're looking to partner up with Microsoft, but I mean, Activision is part of Microsoft. I think it's kind of odd. So, but whatever. At least you're separate from Activision Blizzard. You know what? It's also odd. The new anime that's getting the new manga that Huggies. The manga that's going to get its own anime soon, and the title is "If My Wife Became an Elementary School Student."
Questions?
And I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Unless this is
questions.
There's context behind that. So because
situation, Happy Gilmore.
There's context. There's actually some context behind this that I know about. So what happened was, there's context behind this. So the full title of the anime will be called "If My Wife Became an Elementary School Student," and there's a reason to that. The manga, I've read a bit to know. What happened is that the wife suffered, I think it was like either cancer or a car accident. I don't remember, but it left the husband.
And then she got isekai'd.
No. So either she died of a car accident or cancer, I don't remember exactly, and that left the husband and the sister of the husband in a deep depression to the point where they stopped cooking their food and started living entirely off of microwave and instant meals the rest of their lives.
The college lifestyle.
But then, out of nowhere, a little girl arrives to their apartment and claims to be the man's wife. And they're all wondering what the fuck's going on. It wasn't until they did the little memory test that everyone wants to play that she has proved to be a reincarnation of the wife that is now inhabits the body of a little girl.
Alrighty then.
I'm getting flashbacks to Dead 7 Deadly
So if you want to look at so some more good news. If you look up the manga, it's safe. There's not going to be any of that. I'm still years old in this body. That's creepy. None of that. As far as I know, as far as I know, they don't have any of that kind of shit. It's supposed to be wholesome.
Okay then.
Thank you.
It's just a reincarnated wife, nothing else. It's not going to be like a reincarnated wife that tries to get jiggy with it again with her husband in the little elementary school body. As far as I know, they don't do that at all. Or yet.
It's better than 7 Deadly Sins. So, okay.
Right, but because so I have to remind you, this is a slice of life manga. So as far as I know, they haven't at all or yet gone to that part. And if I think if they ever do touch upon that subject, it's going to be a part where it's like you have to move on so you can be happy, let me go, yada yada yada, that kind of thing. So thankfully, it's not going to go in that territory because otherwise I would see it going into 3 episodes and then canceled.
Yep.
You know, it's not getting canceled. A new game, and it's called Guards.
Okay then.
Okay, what's it about?
It's basically Lethal Company, but with medieval guards instead of exterminators.
Oh wow, again. Okay, so I guess we're getting some Lethal Company clones already.
Got 4-player co-op. It's got mission-based. It's mission-based, and it's basically survival.
Okay then.
That's it. And Saber Interactive reportedly bought itself back from Embracer in a $500 million deal.
Cool.
Neat.
And they're going to continue to work on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake.
Interesting.
Very. Last bit of news. What was who were the strangest celebs you have ever saw try to run for anything in terms of government or politics?
Well, I remember one of the composers for Dragon Ball Z is a state senator in Texas.
Right, and like the creator, there are other examples such as the action star Arnold Schwarzenegger running for governor and then succeeding. Donald Trump running for president and succeeding. The creator of Negima and Love Hina, 2 of the most popular manga and anime of its time, running for, I think it was governor as well in Japan and succeeding. But have you heard that Marty O'Donnell, an ex-Bungie composer, is running for Congress?
Yes, the composer of the Halo theme, by the way.
You know. Yeah, the Halo theme that the Halo TV show both doesn't use enough and can't seem to stop using, funnily enough. They can fuck themselves. That TV show's garbage.
Yeah, that TV show is awful. The best idea they had was Chief not having the suit during the fall of Reach. But they already ruined that by having him not have the suit for a bunch of other shit. Like, do you fucking understand that if you if you want to make something have an impact, you gotta make sure that you use it sparingly. And having Chief take the suit off, having Chief have a fucking sex scene?
Excuse me?
Oh yeah, you didn't know that? Okay, so they turned Arbiter into a human female and had...
Excuse me?
Yeah, and she and Chief went and did the do.
This actually, Alex, you actually ended up segueing into... Well... I actually ended up viewing a few more episodes of The Avatar of The Last Airbender.
Oh, goody!
And...
Please, take over, I'm dying.
So, you remember that issue I had in regards to compositing certain episodes into one episode? Oh, even though they're completely separate stories altogether?
Yeah.
They keep doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
So, for the Omashu plot, they essentially composited not just the episode where Aang goes to Omashu, but also composites the plot of the Northern Air Temple plot from near the end of Season 1, on with the plot of Jet from the middle of Season 1.
We're getting awfully Percy Jackson in this bitch.
and also including an original old story where Zuko just happens to find Aang in Omashu.
Yeah, I remember that. That was
We're getting awfully Percy Jackson in this plot.
And I'm just like, what?
I will say, though, the only good part about that was the cabbage guy showing up.
Yeah, that was the only good thing in that.
And the fact that they got the actual actor.
They actually got the real voice actor for the fucking cabbage guy to play him in the actual show. That was the one good thing I could find about how this show, aside from maybe a handful of other things, but it's a very small handful, keep in mind.
Yeah. I mean,
now
I can.
They also composited the plots of Aang and company encountering those nomad guys who also sang that rockin' tune, Secret Tunnel. Secret Tunnel.
It wasn't that.
And that was a plot line from season 2.
Yeah, I was right.
Meanwhile, Zuko is rescuing Best Uncle Iroh. Oh, not actually Best Uncle Iroh, just Best Uncle. All the guy's name is Iroh. He's going off to rescue Iroh in a plot similar to a plot line in the first part of the Winter Solstice is plot in the show, which makes no sense. And it's because they haven't even gotten to the Winter Solstice yet to confirm what Ozai is going to do with the fucking comet.
Yeah, by the way, they revealed Ozai early again.
Yes, they did.
They last airbendered it.
And here's the thing, even though Ozai looks looks more accurate to how he does in the show, they really do like removing his intimidation factor in live action Avatar adaptations.
No.
Also, Azula and her posse appear quite early. Azula initially appeared in the episode halfway around season 1 when in a flashback bit where Zuko is having his Agni Kai with Ozai. Which, by the way, speaking of which the Agni Kai apparently got botched up by the fact that Zuko actually tried fighting back, even though the whole point was Zuko just kind of willfully surrendered that fight because he didn't know he was fighting his father. He thought he was fighting the general he disrespected at the meeting. And Azula is apparently jealous of Zuko, which she has never been, because why would she be jealous of him?
Yeah, I remember reading about that. It was like the entire point of their character dynamic was that she was the golden child.
Yeah.
I mean,
Azula was born lucky. Zuko was lucky to be born. And that was the whole point of their dynamic. And they just kind of scrapped that. And meanwhile, May and Ty Lee are just kind of there. Or we haven't even established what their dynamic's supposed to be. On top of what their abilities are. Because Ty Lee's supposed... And he doesn't show up until the 3rd episode of season 2, when she is introduced as a very flexible acrobat.
Who knew chi blocking?
Yeah, on top of also chi blocking. And I'm just like, we're not even going. And Azula throughout the narrative just kind of tries to actively wants to screw over Zuko by getting the Avatar first, which wasn't even her modus operandi in the show, because when she was brought into the fold, Ozai told her to go after Zuko. Because he attacked Zhao. And after Zhao's death in the Northern Water Tribe, Zuko ended up becoming a fugitive of the Fire Nation and starting with season 2. So as you can see, the more you know about the original show, the worse these adaptations become. Like, the whole point of why Aang goes and goofs off most of the time is just because, you know,
Trying to avoid
they were just making... Yeah, they were also making stops along the way. Hey, they weren't just trying to, you know, learn more about the Avatar lore or whatever bullcrap.
Yeah, in fact,
no. Oh. No, the whole point of Aang, quote-unquote, goofing off is because they needed to make some stops to gather supplies and whatnot. Because they're on a long journey from the South Pole to the North Pole. Well, so they might as well, you know, take in the sights and whatnot. Sorry, I've been venting about this, but it's like...
Oh, no, that's...
I plan on finishing more of this show. My mom's like, oh, but if you hate it so much, why are you watching? I'm like, that's...
Well, frankly...
I'm like, I need to add some discussion topics to our thing, and I figured this would be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Oh, and plus, you talk about a lot of stuff that you don't like.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, the Madam Webcast has continued taking the piss out of that film.
Of course.
I'm just glad that they're joining in. Because, you know, it would have been horrific if anybody had tried to pull a Ghostbusters on that film. Because...
Yeah.
Because, like, just genuinely, that film is no good at all.
Oh, and also, they mischaracterized Boomy and made him out to be this jackass who's actively gaslighting Aang throughout their meeting together, when Boomy is a trickster. Yeah. He likes to mess around with people.
Something else I want to bring up is that there's that theatrical episode of The Last Airbender show where, like,
that's the penultimate episode of the show, Alex. Before the series finale.
Yeah, that's that part of the show. It's funny how this show is becoming the goof off, like, last episode, next to last episode, you know?
The recap, you know. You know what I think it is? Why people... Instead of trying to speedrun the book 2, because everyone knows book 2 is the better one. I feel like
the thing is, it's not that book 1 is lacking in episodes. No, there are plenty of good episodes in season 1 of Avatar.
It's just, you know, when you compare the book 2 and 3, you know. It's like the JoJo Part 1 situation.
Yeah, but the thing is that JoJo Part 1... Yeah, but the thing is that some people actually do say that JoJo Part 1 is better than...
I know that. I'm aware of that.
And funnily enough, Japan actually considers Vento Oreo to be the most popular part down there.
I mean, I hate Vento Oreo, but, you know.
Why? Is King Crimson too confusing for you?
No, I understand King Crimson. I just didn't like Giorno that much.
Not a lot of people do. I'm like, yeah, he's alright. My favorite character in Part 5 was Bucciarati.
Well, yeah.
Surprise! That is the distinct tang of a liar.
God, I love Great Chase.
Oh, gee. You're gonna love later parts of JoJo, Alex.
I can imagine.
When we get to Part 3 and 4. And also 6. Who knows? Maybe by the time we're finished in Part 6, Part 7 might be out. Who knows?
Yeah, but here's the thing: it's also on Netflix, so they're likely gonna air that in like
I know
couple episodes in like a 13-episode course.
Yeah. Side note, I guess on random talks about good English subs, the free anime has really good English, so that's a good one. No.
And the thing is, going back a bit to Avatar, it's like the reason why the shows, those multiple tales worked on their own was mostly because they were just self-contained narratives in the overarching plot. They weren't just, all of them weren't just connected to one narrative.
Yeah. Like, having a central narrative is great, but sometimes trying to push a central narrative above all else is just a bad idea.
Yeah. Because each of those plots that happen within the Omashu episode made much more sense in the context of the show, since they were all separate story. They may have connected to the central narrative, but at the same time they weren't all in the same episode. Like, they didn't try to cram too much into 22 episodes rather into 22-minute episodes.
These are hour-long episodes, right?
Yeah, these are near hour-long episodes.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Breaking news. It looks like Yuzu has some backups for not just the emulator for Switch, but also emulator for Citrus.
Yeah, I was gonna say Citra has Citra's open source, so it's been backed up pretty well.
Sweet Baby Inc. also grew its followers to 109,057.
I have to think that that's probably people watching them closely, you know? It's
No,
anime.
It's the
it's the Steam group?
Yep,
yeah,
the Steam group.
Oh,
and more breaking news: the patch to uncensor the other patch that covered up Tifa's bathing suit and cowboy outfit has been removed from Nexus.
Nexus mods, we fucking suck.
We fucking hate you.
I'm making me
Nexus mods, we fucking hate our fan base.
Okay, so I'm gonna reiterate what I said earlier. Gaming exists because of gamers. And if you don't do what gamers want, you won't be able to make your games.
People may say we don't know what we want, but that doesn't mean you gotta listen to one group of gamers. Listen to all of them. Listen to what they all have to say.
Well,
if it says give us all
the unfortunate thing is this is all all this shit is a result of the innate Sarkeesian effect. Like,
she was a gamer.
No, because
right, liar.
Because there were people, there were people in the industry who were pandering to Sarkeesian, and Sarkeesian wasn't their audience. People pointed this out, and they got called horrible bigots because of it. And it's a matter of fact,
Yeah, but they don't get that.
No.
No, unfortunately, they don't.
Ring. Oh, the Red Ring is in Mount Doom. Okay.
Isn't it Death Mountain?
Yes, it's Death Mountain. I call
Why
it
did you
Mount
call it
Doom.
Mount Doom?
Because I always call it Mount Doom.
Is that how you approach it with Ocarina of Time?
Let's see here. I don't know.
Even though they blatantly label it Death Mountain?
I know, it's one of those things. things like that's stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Lord of the Rings has Mount Doom, and
Ooh. So, weird question. If you guys could pick Bakugan or Beyblade, which one?
Beyblade.
Beyblade, because Bakugan fucking sucks.
Yep. It had a good premise, and
the Bakugan TV show was okay, and that's about it. That's as much as I can say for it.
The game itself had a good premise, but then when I get into it and I hear more about it, it sounds like they just don't know when to stop putting in rules. And
the like game isn't even any fucking fun. That's the stupid thing. Is like,
so
it's just not any good. Like the people like Yu-Gi-Oh, because you can play the game and you can get it, and it's like, okay, so we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this, and it's like, boom, we're playing the game on the TV show. It's not exactly like the game on the TV show, but it is mostly like the game on the TV show. We got to be perfectly honest here.
And besides, spinning
mostly.
The fact.
Well, Beyblade is that the thing about Beyblade is at least it's easy to understand. You customize your Beyblade, or just buy it outright, like buy a full set outright and just recreate what they give you, and then you put it in an arena of some sort, whether it be the sidewalk, the floor, like an actual arena bowl, or like a bowl of soup, whatever the fuck. As long as they're able to spin, it should be fine, and then you have it fight against another Beyblader. That was fine. Then they went through like the whole supernatural shit, and it was like, okay, you know what? I could get past this. But then it's the fact that they decided to take Beyblade and then heighten it up as if Beyblades themselves are the most powerful weapons.
I mean,
Moses
a little
part of the Red Sea using a Beyblade.
No, but
and then
okay,
don't get me started on Ryuga.
People want to say, "Oh, they take Yu-Gi-Oh too seriously." Okay, but that's different because with
Yu-Gi-Oh started being like a little bit over the top with itself.
Oh, that was different, but that's another thing we could talk about. But here's the thing: people want to say that, oh, but Yu-Gi-Oh takes it too seriously too, and that's fine, right? It was like, okay, here's what I'm going with this. With the cards, you can argue that they're trying to summon something because of what's etched on there. Monsters, weapons, areas of interest, that kind of thing. Such as Dark Magician, the Zodia, Karibo, that kind of thing, right? You can actually see there, it could be like, oh, I'm summoning this thing. I'm summoning that spell. I'm summoning that monster. I'm turning this place into a grass plain instead of a stone, instead of an abandoned candy factory or something like that. With Beyblade, there's only so much you can do before you could just say, bro, enough. Because what...
Had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
No, not even that, because what can you do beyond that? With Yu-Gi-Oh, it's like, it could be a game, but then someone takes it up a notch and uses holographic projection, and then someone...
Or shadow games.
And then the shadow games happen, and then it's like, you could actually summon the monsters, and then you could actually make contact with the monsters. Now there's a school where he teaches you how to duel.
Now we're on motorcycles.
And don't get it. Then there's the time travel plots and the multiverse.
There's stuff you can do with just the stuff that's on the cards alone. Like, for all we know, they might be planning a Yu-Gi-Oh series where you befriend or befriend the monsters and
you travel to the monster world and have to capture them in red and white balls.
Yeah, or something like that, similar to like Pokemon or Chaotic. But Beyblade,
Beyblade at least there is real gameplay to it.
Yeah, there's real. But
Bakugan doesn't have gameplay. Bakugan has, you lay out a card, your opponent lays out a card, you fling a fucking ball down, and then whoever laid out the highest ranked card wins. You know?
No, but
that's not a game.
But with Bakugan, at least they have...
I mean, on the Wii, it's a game, but...
On the Wii, it's a game, but, like, that wasn't a very good game.
With Bakugan, at least when it comes to, like, the show, they're at least got the power to summon a monster that in a way that makes sense. There's always going to be a way for you to summon a monster, whether it be a card, a spell, a device, and in this case, it was a device. It was these little toys. And these were aliens that came from, like, outer space or something and came to Earth.
Oh, God.
They acknowledge that these are aliens. Fuck. In Beyblade, you are literally just having guys spinning battle tops at each other. And that's what's supposed to make the fucking monster summon. And if not, you're just trying to beat the shit out of someone with the Beyblade? No. My belief...
Beyblade lore was fucking stupid. And we can all agree on that. Had Bakugan lore made a little... Bakugan lore was a bit better, but like Bakugan game was...
Alex, at first Bakugan lore is somewhat solid, but then you realize most of it revolves around Dragonoid.
Yeah.
Listen, I like Dragonoid.
Hey, look for Dragonoid in new form.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The character from the Bakugan game had a better one in the form of Leonidas.
If you were to tell me, look at both Beyblade and Bakugan, which one would you want to see past the first series? I would say Bakugan.
Worst part about Bakugan,
because at least then I can take their story more seriously than Beyblade can, because you're talking about saving the world with a fucking Beyblade.
Okay, Gizmo, let me tell you a little something. First season of Bakugan is actually animated in Japan.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there, dude. It doesn't matter what they do with the story and how they market it. They are still summoning monsters in a way that makes sense. Beyblade is still...
I'm not disagreeing with you. I am just trying to say a bit of something, okay? Anyway, so the first season of Bakugan was animated in Japan. And however, the later seasons were outsourced and continued in America.
Which explains why early Bakugan looks so much better than more recent Bakugan.
Yeah. It's like, it didn't do all too well in Japan, but it did way better in America somehow. Don't ask me how that makes any sense. So, anyway. Hey, now what about the other Mon-related series that may or may not have a card game tied to it, known as the Digimons?
That one already makes sense to begin with.
Yeah, I feel like out of the Mon series we've talked about, including Yu-Gi-Oh! And Bakugan and whatnot, I feel like Digimon is definitely the best handled out of them. Like, I feel like
and Digimon are the best handled out of the bunch, because you could always easily just explain how the universe works.
Yeah.
Chaotic, Bakugan, Beyblade, Metabot.
Chaotic is fucking weird. Like, Chaotic was a good show, but Chaotic was also fucking weird for the lore.
I'm sure
it wasn't something simple.
So for those who don't know, Chaotic is basically like Digimon, but not. How it works is that you have this scanner device that you're able to use to battle others in a game of Chaotic. But then there's a patch later on in the show that can make you go into the world of Chaotic and battle it out for real, so you can transform into the monsters you scan for real when you go out to the worlds for real, but only when you go into the world of Chaotic. So it's more like Ready Player One in a way, except it's not like all these characters from all these companies. It's just like this one company.
Meanwhile, our main protagonist is voiced by 4Kids Sonic, much to Alex's relief.
It's fine. It's kind of odd that they changed art styles. I kind of like their Flash look before. like with the anime art style, it just looks like another anime. With like the with the Adobe Flash looking art style, I kind of like that better. It made
the Flash style made it stand out against everything else on 4Kids at the time.
Yeah, but then when they went to the anime art style, it just looked like Diet Totally Spies.
Yeah.
A lot of people on Twitter have been talking about Totally Spies, and I think some people might not have noticed that the series is secretly some form of fetish fuel.
No.
Damon, what do you make of that?
Where have you been? And how many?
I knew about that, and I used to like watching that show.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people like Totally Spies, but the thing is that as time went on, a lot of strange parts of the series aged like butter. If that makes any sense to you guys.
Fun fact, I actually used to draw Totally Spies hentai.
Damn, really? Has who?
So I was like, let me see.
You're only helping, Alex. You're only helping to make things worse.
I don't know how that
Spies. I just gotta remember when this show came out, so I can try and figure out how old I was. Okay, so I probably would have been around like 9.
Damn.
And yeah.
Okay, which one did you think what? Okay, which one did you think was hot enough for you to consider this a good idea? Just let's get that out of the way real fast.
So the fun thing was I wasn't really entirely clear on how this concept worked, so I just kind of drew them, with the suit but naked.
Okay then.
Yeah.
I have many questions.
It doesn't really go that much further. I think I destroyed all of the drawings that I made, because I made them with Sailor Moon pastel crayons. I'm not making this up, by the way. You can ask Dylan if you want to know.
No, I very much believe you, my good sir. I very much believe you, knowing you.
You ever thought of going back and make some bank?
I mean, it wasn't that great, and I was more interested in like once I discovered internet hentai was almost unlimited, and like I never really had much interest in going back and drawing my own.
I mean, to be for the first hentai I ever experienced was a Bleach one.
Fun fact, I actually drew that before I'd seen actual hentai online.
Good old purple haze.
Well, anyways, we can go ahead and swiftly move on, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
How's Legend
Did you know
of
they
Zelda
even made
doing?
a sequel to Totally Spies?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard. Which one? Are you talking about the reboot, or are we talking about the one where there were still kids?
No, we don't
Those
talk about
kids.
That. Okay, the amazing stuff, right?
It's not them as kids. There's nothing to it.
No, not the.
Thinking about the movie.
Oh yeah, right. Well,
that's not even them as kids. It shows like a flashback, but that's it.
Yeah.
No. There's like another series, like a bunch of random kids, like not them ass kids.
Oh, you're talking about the relatives.
No, they're not related to them at all. They're just some random kids.
Jjames Bond Jr.
4 random ass kids. I mean, hell, they even had a crossover where the Holy Spice showed up in that one.
James Bond Jr. Wow.
I mean, they had like a new art style and everything, which I think they were trying to go for like a comic booky-ish. All I know is I remember one of the main characters had this stupid ass anime haircut. Maybe that's like a wish, like stop stupid anime haircuts. I don't know. Here's a question: what's the dumbest anime haircut you guys have ever seen?
I'm betting it's either something no, not from Bakugan, from Beyblade or from one of the more recent Yu-Gi-Oh series.
I think
you would be like my hair may be weird, but at the very least, I'm not disingenuous about it.
Gee, it's like these guys cannot.
What are you talking about? My hair is perfectly normal.
Yeah, I'm calling bullcrap on that one.
And you guys would not lose
it. Gives me super strength.
Man, you guys would not lose in a game of Who's the Pro Tag. I don't even know what texture on modern Yu-Gi-Oh!
So, Damon, who out of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Tags do you think has the stupidest looking hair?
That's a bit of a tough one.
Everyone has
get a picture of. Hold on, let me get a picture of all of them. Just one.
Straight up everybody after GX.
Even Yugi.
Yeah, Yuze has some weird hair.
Yeah, he's got that crab hair. Who are you and what is wrong with your hair?
At least it makes sense considering, he's got the spirit of the Pharaoh inside of him. He's a protagonist.
But that was before the Pharaoh came in.
It's whatever. It's the first of the series. Everything
here, I got like a picture of all the protagonists.
Everything after GX looks like they're trying to one-up Yugi's hair.
And meanwhile, Yuma just be like, okay, yeah, my hair's weird, so what?
Yeah, my hair's weird, so what?
Yeah, broadcast cat.
At least I'm not being disingenuous about it. Good lord. You say be like, what are you talking about? Your hair looks ridiculous. Your hair looks ridiculous, mine looks fine.
Oh, please. Your hair looks ridiculous. Mine looks fine.
King of Games!
Yeah.
King of Games.
I am calling so much cap on that. What do you think?
My hair is the most normal out of the entire group.
Meanwhile, it was like, what do you think, Astral? Do you think he's calling cap, or is he speaking facts?
He's actually speaking facts, Yuma.
Why is it that I feel tempted to call cap just to contradict you?
This is more cap than Captain America selling baseball caps at a baseball game.
Can I bring something up? Are we just gonna accept the fact that nobody has played enough Sonic games to say that they're all bad?
I mean, I've played enough Sonic games to say that they're definitely not all bad.
Yeah, same here.
But think about it like this: people have throughout the entire time. I think above right about when Sonic 06 came out, people have been saying Sonic games are crap, and then saying
Sonic was never good. Yeah, I remember
Sonic was never good.
I feel like they started saying that because of Aaron Hansen.
And then they started saying fucking like the Sonic games were bad up until like they'll say like after Adventure, they'll say after 3. It's like, dude, how many of them have you played?
Like,
because I assure you haven't played them all. It's always guys are people. It's the same guys that are saying Sonic 3 is the best 2D Sonic. Sonic Adventure 2 was the best 3D Sonic, and Sonic 06 was the worst 3D Sonic, and then nothing else after that. Nothing about 1, nothing about 2, nothing about 3D Blast.
1 wasn't the best 2D Sonic, obviously.
No, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like, they don't really sound like they've played enough Sonic to actually...
I can forgive 1 because it's the first game.
Alex is a huge fan of Sonic and the Black Knight, and I'm sure or he might have been less than pleased to see Aaron rage quit so hard at
I
Sonic and the Black
remember
Knight.
I saw him. One of the videos
Aaron
he
kinda
had,
sucked, so-
it's like he was literally just playing the fucking game wrong on purpose.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and
Sonic
not
and the
only-
Black Knight is not a difficult game to get a grasp of, you know?
Aaron
No,
died
it's not. It's
chaos.
actually surprisingly simple. I may not be that big a fan of Sonic and the Black Knight, but even I could figure that game out.
I mean, didn't Aaron die into chaos in Sonic Adventure?
It's
Yeah.
either it's hard.
Between him and Emil, because I know the Runaway guys did that.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah.
It's like they think, oh, Sonic 06 is bad. Yeah, but you realize there's mods, right?
Sonic 06 isn't even that bad in terms of, like, pure gameplay. It's bad
Sonic
in terms
gameplay.
of, like, you've got some glitches, there's
Oh,
not enough save points.
okay, here's the thing about
you
it.
know?
It's the glitches
Think
and the
about
mods that
that.
ruin it.
No, no.
Sonic's gameplay.
I think-
Sonic's gameplay is probably the better one.
No.
Shadow, maybe.
Here's
Silver,
the thing
no.
about Sonic 06. If it wasn't for the bugs, if it wasn't for if it wasn't for the rush job and everything, and if it wasn't for like everything that made it bad,
I wish
I
Secret
think if
Rings
they
didn't
took their
exist.
time, yeah, I think
Project
if they
06 is
Fuck.
proof of what you're talking about, Gizmo.
I think if they
Yeah.
took their goddamn time with Sonic 06 and delayed it a bit, at least maybe by, like, at the very least, a few months, at the most a year, then maybe the Sonic game would have came out a 7 out of 10. Maybe a 7.5. But as it is today, it's the bugs and the glitches that ruin it all. You can't even go through like a loading screen without it screwing up. You can't even fight a boss without it messing up.
You can literally make a sandwich
Yeah.
while the game is loading.
By the way, that's the fault of Sonic and the Secret Rings. Secret Rings started off as a port of
Of 06.
Yeah.
06, and then,
Evolved from there.
yeah.
Yeah. It all went downhill from there.
Oh, and can we also say just
Secret
because
Rings, not a great game.
can we also say that just because it sounds weird and it looks weird for a Sonic game, that doesn't mean it's bad? Sonic Unleashed.
Sonic Unleashed was alright.
Sonic
People
Unleashed
look
is
bitchin'.
okay. It's just that people want to concentrate on the werewolf thing. It's like, okay, yeah, it's fucking weird. We get that. But do you like it? Is it good? Have you played it? You know, how much have you played it? Don't be telling me that it's a bad game and be like, you haven't even downloaded the emulator for it. Hell,
Oh my god, Eggman lands so hard, therefore this game is bad.
here are the games I can tell you right now, as of right now, because I played them, that are pretty bad. Sonic Math. Sonic Fighters. Sonic.
More people actually did like Sonic the Fighters.
I'm saying
Yeah, I
it's my
remember
personal taste. Sonic the Fighters. Sonic 3D Blast. Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut.
Mostly just because it's kind of a shoddy port, right?
Yeah, it's mostly because of that, but
I mean, it's playable, but it's shoddy towards.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
No.
Sonic 06.
No, he's right about Shadow.
Yeah.
Sonic 06. And Sonic the Hedgehog on Game Gear. The
At
one
least
with
have
the 3D,
some
the
fun
one with
with
the 3D
Sonic.
Yeah,
ball,
the
that
Game
one-
Gear version is awful.
Yeah, those are awful. So, I'm setting aside personal taste because I do like Shadow the Hedgehog. I do like Sonic the Fighters. I have a soft spot for 3D Blast, for the Genesis version. But here's
What
the
about Sonic Labyrinth?
Sonic Labyrinth is also bad. It's okay, again, setting aside personal taste. These are bad Sonic games. But here's the thing. They're really concentrated on those games specifically for some reason. I get that nobody likes Shadow the Hedgehog because he's edgy, but if that's the only thing that makes you hate him, you really don't know Sonic.
Oh,
Well, the game
I
also
mean,
had a
there's other
really good
reasons why that game
soundtrack. Like,
It had a
the
good
main
soundtrack.
theme,
It had
the
good
fucking,
voice acting.
the fucking
had-
neutral and hero themes were great.
It had a great selection of weaponry you can take from the bad guys or the good guys or just from these random crates. And I like the fact that you can literally choose from being a bad guy, a good guy, or someone.
Yeah, none of those choices matter in the end because of the true ending.
No, they're all are different enough though they can actually.
Yeah, but there's a true ending though.
Yeah, the true ending is also something to keep on playing for too. I like that. What sets that game aside though, and many people say it's bad, is other stuff. Like the fact that there is no. I like the fact that there is no clear story here, and they have to wait years afterwards to know what the canon story is.
There is a true ending.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Nobody knows. Nobody knew that.
But it's explicitly said true ending.
That's the problem, though. Nobody knows that unless they played the game, and you wouldn't know there was a true ending unless you got all the endings, which takes up a lot of time. And I'm sure, I'm pretty sure not everybody has gotten the true ending. Let's be fair.
I have.
Okay, what did I just say? Not everybody is going to get the true ending.
The game literally tells you that which path you're on and how many endings there are.
Right, but what I'm saying is not everybody is going to get.
I can assume many people probably put it after the arc mission.
Play Chrono Trigger and get all the endings, yes or no?
I mean,
no.
And that's
what I'm saying. You're not going to get all the endings at once. It takes time to get any amount of endings with these kind of games.
Yeah, but how long does it take to beat Shadow? It takes like 2 hours, right?
Depends on what path you're on.
There's a lot of things that's holding it back from people coming back to it.
Well, yeah.
You realize
I understand that part.
It's not just that, but it's the fact that there's so many endings that people think it's going to take a lot of work, so they're just going to play for a few and be like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do all that. I'm gonna play something else." It's the same thing with a lot of other games that do that, especially RPGs. Beat 'em ups have them. Visual novels have them. Fucking like platformers have them to a certain degree if you look hard enough. Sometimes even racing games do that. It's just if you have multiple endings, depending on how much they are, they'll either go for them or they'll just won't. Think about it with Mass Effect. There are multiple endings to those games. All 3 of them. No, I'm not counting Armada. Fuck y'all. There are multiple endings to all those games. All 3. Do you really think that everyone has gotten all the endings?
No.
No. And especially something like Shadow the Hedgehog, nobody's going to be that... Not everybody's going to be that patient enough to go through all the endings just to get the true ending. Sometimes they'll just go to YouTube. Sometimes they'll just ask someone. Sometimes they'll just outright wait, and then just wait for the official creator to say outright, "Yeah, this is the canon ending."
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
Or they could have gotten the. Or they could have gotten the strategy.
Or they could have gotten like a cheat device or something. But my point still stands. Not everybody's going to get all the endings just to get through one true.
Fair enough.
I think that's one of the reasons, not the main reason, but it's one of the reasons that held it back from being liked enough.
And especially since some levels are pretty unbearable, like cyberspace levels and the arc levels.
Especially if you're going to unlock other stuff too, like the alternate routes, the unlockable weapons. Not everybody's going to go through all that just to get an Amo Chow gun. You know what I did? I got a Game Shark, and I fucking used that. There's no way I'm going to go through like a lot of shit just to get one weapon.
By the way, you want to know how many paths there are in Shadow the Hedgehog to get those 10 endings?
14?
326.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, that
they
is somewhat fair.
They expect you to play the game in 326 different times just to get like every path.
It doesn't.
The endings, yeah. That's something that anybody with enough patience will do for the true ending, but they will not go through all 326 potential paths to get at everything.
And it's stuff, and it's
You gotta go through,
Okay, yeah, that's kind of like how like you can hypothetically get like 50 or 60 different neutral routes in Undertale before you actually get to like true pacifist.
right.
You know?
for the genocide.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it's
Because
stuff
there
like
are
that.
1,000 different permutations of every single neutral ending in Undertale. Oh, you could go through.
And like I
And
said,
nobody's gonna go through all of that except for one guy who did.
and like I said, I like Shadow the Hedgehog. You know, I have a soft spot for it, but I can set aside personal taste and just outright say that it's a bad game outright. Like, do I like it? Yeah. The soundtrack's cool. The levels are all right. The puzzles are annoying, but I deal with them. The vehicle segments are garbage, though, and the melee attacks are like outright useless, except for very certain circumstances. The bosses are samey depending on which paths you take and how many times you take them. The partners are outright useless, which is kind of odd that they're with you at all. Not counting Maria and not counting the Eye, because they get a pass for obvious reasons.
Black Doom, as voiced by Sean Schemmel, attempting to do a Dr. Claw impression.
He can fuck himself.
Yeah.
But you can see why I'm very skeptical whenever I say all Sonic games are bad. Really, dude, all of them. I mean,
well, that's to be fair. You can say that about any game.
Because they play the 16-bit ones, a couple of the 3D ones, and then that's it. It's like, dude, really? I mean, you don't have to try them all, but there's more than that. People keep on sucking Sonic 3's dick too. Like, dude, I get it, but it is not that amazing.
But funnily enough, Gizmo, some people, back then, Sonic 3 used to not be considered the definitive Sonic game. It used to be kind of leaning towards Sonic 2, actually.
I say Sonic 2 is the best 2D Sonic game on the Genesis. Sonic 3, it's close, but the thing is, if you want to make it the best, you have to literally get the Sonic and Knuckles cart to make it the best, because
Sonic
then
3 also has more glitches than Sonic 2. Yeah. Go back and watch my Sonic 3 playthrough and see all the times that I wound up getting my, like, clipping through the fucking stage, you know?
Fucking cat. There's a cat outside my window doing the wow.
Wow. There's a weird cat outside.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is. Give it a bit. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. No. Here's another thing though. Stop sucking the 16-bit Sonic's dicks.
You know what? I feel it's kind of like the same with like people keep talking about how Generation 1 was the best Pokemon sort of thing.
No, when it comes to Pokemon, I can understand more why they would consider Gen 1 the best. It was simple. It wasn't,
especially since Pokemon didn't innovate a whole bunch after G1.
I mean,
there was G2, and then there was like what? Like when the games improved dramatically, we had the same fucking still sprites for years.
It was.
I mean,
hold on. It was like the first one was great. It innovated by being able to trade Pokemon,
and then we got Generation 2,
as well as using an internal clock, because thanks to the battery that was in those games, so you could capture different kind of Pokemon on different times of night or day, which I kind of liked. Then it went to the Advanced series. They carried that over to there, and then now you're able to do other stuff like capture rare Pokemon now, as well as capture Pokemon in the water with
Go
a
to
rock.
the next room. Oh, thank you.
And then it was
Very
what was
helpful.
the berry thing, which I thought was kind of nice. Which I think it wasn't like a big thing, but I think it was kind of clever. Like you were still able to Pokemon, and you're able to put them through contests so you could win items.
By the way, Alex, they stopped using still sprites in
Three.
Generation.
Black and white.
Yeah, black and white.
Yeah, that was also the last sprite generation as well.
Yep.
So right about the time they actually managed to make it worthwhile, well, they fucked it up.
I think it was right when they made. I think it was right when they released X and Y that they stopped innovating.
Yeah, they stopped giving a shit.
I'm not gonna say anything about the Pokemon designs though, because if you're able to make a Pokemon out of a heap of garbage, that's a lot of imagination.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, I know that Chugga Conroy ended up redeeming Garbiter in some way.
Like, think about it like this. You could have come up with some stupid powers, and they're stupid. But you make a Pokemon, a stupid Pokemon, you still came up with an entirely different creature.
Yeah.
What's your power? What's your power? I can blink fast.
I can climb ladders faster.
Alright.
What's your power? I can turn anything into chocolate. Oh,
Well, Alex, now I can finally end the main game of Mario RPG.
that's stupid.
So let's go do it.
But then when you go to
Smithy's not that hard. Smithy's not that hard a boss fight, so this won't take long.
But then it's like you go to a Pokemon, it's like, okay, this Pokemon can blink fast, but it's for a reason. He's a Pokemon that's literally just an eyeball on legs.
I mean, remember Buck?
But for all we know, it's not designed that way. For all we know, it looks like an Egyptian eye or something. Or the chocolate power that was stupid. There could be a chocolate Pokemon that either smells like chocolate, is made of chocolate, looks like chocolate. They make it work somehow. They always come up with a design that's kind of nice or imaginative. Like what was it called? Fido. That was adorable.
So at the last star piece, right on his chest.
How convenient.
I feel like the remake ended up making that a bit more clear than it was in the original game.
Thankfully.
Just a bit.
Oh, that's neat.
Why don't you give me all of your stars? Why, then I could easily conquer this world. Then we could get rid of all wishes and create a world filled with weapons. Over here, now! I'll crush you all!
Ugh. Here's a quick question. Has there been that one game that you really like, but it's kind of hard to go back to because of one section? That you kind of have to get over? You know, like, say, I guess, for instance, two examples, Mega Man Battle Network 3 and Paper Mario. I love those two games, but it's backtracking can go there.
Well, that's hard for me
Paper
to
Mario's
say,
a little
really.
bit better, but Battle Network, yeah, no, I fucking hate to deal with the Flame Man scenario.
And now here's the red tunic.
Like, I don't know if
It now
anyone
takes
will ever
1/4
start playing
damage.
Battle Network, but if anyone does start playing Battle Network, here's a word of advice. When you get the Battle Network free, grind for Aqua Chips and Fire Chips. For the love of God, please.
No. That's all you need to do. No.
Trust me, you'll save yourself so much backtracking.
No. 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 Okay, here's something else we should talk about. When is Nintendo gonna make another fucking console?
I'm betting that
Who
they're probably
knows?
going to announce it
2 more
sometime
years.
this year.
I give 2 years talk.
Can it be just an up? Can it? I would settle for an upgraded Switch, Super Switch, Switch 2.
That's essentially what people are wanting.
I mean, yeah, I think that's how it usually goes. Like, first it's the upgrade, then we get the new console.
Let me name the obvious things that everyone wants. Better memory storage, bigger memory storage, more in-date tech.
I'm thinking like 128 gigabytes of internal storage at least.
That's not nearly enough. Then we got Xboxes and PlayStations that carry up to a terabyte.
Yeah.
If that thing doesn't carry at the very most a terabyte, at the very least 500 gigs, then
512. No. Yeah, I could say 512.
There's no way they're gonna sell their console with a smile on the customer's face if, at the very least, there's no memory that's 500 gigs, or at the very most, a terabyte.
We just built this yesterday.
Dude, we have Vitas that can hold more memory. Vitas!
Well, that's not by stock. Like, you have to install an SD card for that.
Right, but goddamn, at least they can hold more than the Switch base model. Maybe not the OLED, but the fact that it can hold more memory than the base model, that's not a good thing.
Well, you can expand the Switch out to a terabyte with SD cards.
Right, but I shouldn't have to keep doing that though.
No.
Okay, so
I understand that.
It's fair if I have to expand it myself, because let's say the Switch has under 100 and something gigs. Okay, fair. But counterpoint, why does it have to be under 100 and something gigs? They've made something that's a hybrid of a home console and a portable console. You should be able to put in storage that is the equivalent of a modern-ish PC.
Yeah, I'd expect at least, like, I don't know, at least like 512 gigabytes, Xbox One original level of capacity in terms of both storage and graphics.
Or at the very most, original Xbox One
That's what I said.
Well, you said original Xbox.
No, I said Xbox One original model. Like,
okay. Yeah, like 500 at the very least, 1 terabyte at the very most, because this is just ridiculous. Like, dude, how weird was it?
1 terabyte flash chips are pretty good nowadays, so.
Right, but we shouldn't have to keep buying them over and over again.
No, I'm saying that they're pretty cheap. So you can probably, they can probably pick them up for like decent prices OEM if.
They can be $10, man. It still doesn't change the fact that Nintendo keeps on.
If we're getting as cheap as we are, granted it is SanDisk, and SanDisk is shit, but you know.
They could cost as much as $10 to buy. It still doesn't change the fact that Nintendo keeps on putting in low storage in their consoles from the N64 onwards. Their cartridges didn't help for the N64, and the equivalent of Final Fantasy VII on that thing is like 5 cartridges, as opposed to the 3 CDs. The GameCube, you had to separate Resident Evil 4 by 2 discs. PS2, you're able to go with just the 1 disc without any trouble. The Wii, you had to deal with a lot of lag, downgraded graphics, or...
it wasn't downgraded graphics, it was the same graphics chip that was in the GameCube.
Or the game just didn't exist at all for the Wii. The Wii U... I'm not going to say anything else.
Wii U.
We've had troubles with memories for a long time, and they always have to make excuses. Dude, if people are able to buy discounted PC parts at this point for less than what your current console is worth, you shouldn't be you shouldn't be thinking that everyone's bogarting like the graphic shit. You can make graphics that are even better than Xbox if you wanted to, or PlayStation.
Part of the problem was that they did tank quite a bit of loss working on the Switch, because that's essentially what the Wii U was. It was the prototype for the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
The Switch is the Wii U is an entirely different conversation. But what I'm saying is that if people are able to upgrade their PC easily with graphics cards that cost less than their base model Switch and OLED, some even combined, then they have no excuse to be behind in terms of like graphic capabilities of graphic upgrading. Making the Switch 2, it should at least be equal to the PS5 or the Xbox.
No, it should be at least equal to like the Xbox One, I'd say. For a handheld system, it's like PS4 Pro at most, I'd say.
We've seen AMD portables that are able to handle Steam games that are as powerful as games on PS5 or Xbox, though. Like portable, like AMD.
Not for fuck's sake.
We saw like the Steam portable thing. We saw Asus make their own portable thing. They're able
but
to
that's not as
play
powerful
outright
as the Steam Deck, though.
No, but they're just as powerful. They're just as powerful, if not more, than the Switch, though. They should should be able to make something similar to what they have done.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like those are PS4 equivalents.
Final boss has been beaten.
Nice.
Sorry, I wasn't talking much. I was trying to concentrate.
That's
perfectly
fine.
Understandable.
And we already had that with Kulaks.
Damn it.
Why is Spike from Ape Escape in this collage of Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro tags?
I don't know, man. Things were a bit different. Things got weird after Vexel and Dive and Trains. Yes, I know. Yu-Gi-Oh! Spin-off was called Trains at one point. I know.
Trains.
Yes, trains. I like trains.
Brains.
Oh yeah. So, who's looking forward to Tom and Jerry versus? Who's looking to Tomcat versus Wile E. Coyote whenever that episode comes out?
Me.
Assuming David Zaslav doesn't nuke it, sure.
I mean, Wile E. Coyote kind of needs it after,
I'm talking about the movie Wile E. Coyote versus Acme.
I know. I say I'm looking forward to it. I'm just saying, like, Wile E. Coyote kind of deserves it.
And it looks like our buddy Gino here has to go now. His people.
Bye, Gino. We'll never see you again until
does
cameos.
His planet need him?
Bye, Gino. We'll see you in whatever cameo.
Way to his home planet.
Speaking of going, it looks like they've announced that they will not be releasing the movie Wile E. Coyote vs. Acme to the point where the full script has been leaked. So yeah, just wait for a couple of months and you'll see that movie leaked for everyone to download so we can officially watch it.
Hooray for pirates.
All that's left of Gino is the small little doll he came in.
Bye, Gino. We'll see you in whatever cameo you in.
God damn it, Colossus!
My God.
Yeah, for some reason, like,
I don't know.
why-
Get a lot of mileage out of that one, I swear.
Yeah, for some reason, I can't add or take away emotes. The rest of you guys can, though. Might want to check that.
Yeah.
You touch kids?
All right, Gabe.
What a fucking
Weasley
little
liar, dude.
We know you are.
The Star Road was finally restored.
Get
And peace has returned to the Mushroom Kingdom. You know,
Stop
Bowser,
being
you
horny.
could keep that giant sword in your castle. It looks like a good aesthetic. Oh, wait, never mind. It's rusting away.
Stop being horny.
You know, that would have been useful during Bowser's Inside Story.
Stop being horny.
What, he just busts
And
out
now
the
we've
giant
rescued the princess.
Stop
Unlike
being
Mario,
horny.
my princess was not in another castle.
Stop being horny.
Hey, this is actually good timing, Alex.
Yeah.
Both you and I have actually beaten our games today.
I
Nice.
got the Triforce of Power from Ganon. I reunited my Triforce with the princesses. If you know
By the
what
way-
I'm talking about.
By the way, Alex, I have a question. What are you playing? What are you going to be playing after
Ooh.
Zelda 1?
So, I have a couple of things in mind. I've been meaning to get around playing The Last of Us.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Which
the
one?
original. The original Last of Us.
Oh no.
We can never forget our reaction to when Joel had decided to when and we
humanity.
found out that Naughty Dog was going to kill off.
We're shooting for a Joel in 1 at Naughty Dog today, guys.
What's the other choice?
Oh my god.
I gotta play Last of Us 2 before Last of Us Season 2 comes out. Cause, I really want to see what the fuck is going on with that. Because Pedro Pascal has said that he's had a blast filming that series. And, you know...
I mean, I can see where you can have fun with it.
I wonder if they wised up and realized that they needed to have him in the fucking show more often.
Just make sure you get a physical copy, so once you're done, you can quickly return it and get your money back.
Okay, so Gizmo, I've had my physical copy for several
run.
months now. Actually, for
you
over a year now.
Run on Steam.
I got it on
You're playing
discount.
the PS4 version, right?
You're sad best.
Good.
Yeah, because here, fun fact, you can actually just plug and play with the original Last of Us on PS4.
Oh, one little Easter egg I ended up forgetting to do before I went to go fight Smithy. Valentina ended up landing in Booster's castle, and well, Booster was trying to put the moves on Valentina, to which she was like, no. And I'm like, this feels cathartic.
No, bye, hi, Mallow. We'll never see you again. Do a cameo or something.
So, funnily enough, at first the credits animation are basically the same as the original game. And with Luigi leading the parade like he does in like he will in Paper Mario.
Yeah, so now it automatically saved to the second quest, but I'm not going to play second quest, not right now anyways.
I'm just gonna let the credits play out.
Yeah, rest in peace to Janet Burgess, creator of the Backyardigans.
Ooh.
That's a sad.
Passed away at 72.
That sucks.
Well, I mean, at least she lived long.
Sucks indeed.
At least she lived a long life. Rest in spaghetti. You will never be spaghetti.
Sad that she died.
And
she lived for a long
professional wrestler Sting has retired as of last night.
From AEW?
AEW, yes.
Yeah, when is he going to move on to another wrestling company and say he's retired from that too?
Well, I mean, there's nobody left. Like, he left WCW when they died. He went to TNA. TNA, he went to WWE. And then he went to,
AEW.
AEW after that.
He's pulling a
There's
Ric
nobody
Flair.
left. Like, He can't go back to TNA, can't go to Ring of Honor, because Ring of Honor is AEW these days. I don't see him going to New Japan.
Why wouldn't he though?
What were you saying, Kevin?
Kind of interesting how they were able to. I wonder if they actually went back and reanimated some of this stuff up to fit in a wider aspect ratio on 16:9.
Maybe.
Because it doesn't seem like there's any real cropping going on here.
Maybe.
Booster now is the Koopa Clown car, and Bowser's just not having it.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
so apparently,
Bowser.
Apparently, the new head of live-action film at Disney is named David Greenbaum, and he's approaching each film as, does this film need to exist? Thank fucking God. Thank fucking God.
Somebody's actually making smart decisions.
Yeah. And apparently, rather than being named Star Wars Episode 10, The New Jedi Order, or the new Star Wars film is going to be solely standalone. Though I can't imagine Daisy Ridley would want to come back after the production of the first 3 films gave her literal ulcers.
Now, the rest of the credits will be in the remake style.
It's cool. Very curiosity, Kevin. Out of all the Mario RPGs, which is your favorite?
My favorite would have to be between Thousand Year Door and Bowser's Inside Story.
Falco or the Shadow Queen or the X-Nauts? Or Shadow
Pretty
Queen?
much, yeah.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Bowser's Inside Story is great.
I will say underrated. The Partners in Time, the shrooms were actually a good one.
That's a good one too.
Okay, out of all the Mario RPG, all the Mario and Luigi games, that one needed to be remade the most.
Yeah, we can all agree on that.
We really needed to improve on that game's mechanics quite a bit.
Because I did like with the the shroom princess having a sister, and we were actually helping the bad guys all along.
Yep.
And I will admit, I think
the meaning behind what they're constantly saying throughout, it is also a really good twist. Because they're just saying destroy.
Man, if only Partners in Time gameplay was better, it's actually a pretty good game story under there.
Yeah.
I think it's like one of the few times I actually like a time travel story that doesn't, make my head explode.
Oh, Mallow. You're so silly.
Bye, Mallow. Bye, Mallow. We'll see you.
Oh, hi, Bowser.
Whenever.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Mal.
Shout Factory is going to release The Island of Dr. Moreau on Blu-ray.
Huh.
Yeah.
Out of all movies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not like it's not an important movie.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space is coming to 4K.
Woo!
They're putting out Dracula 2000 on Blu-ray.
Wow. I thought nobody remembered that movie.
Yeah. A movie called Orphan, which I've never heard of.
Dracula? Where's my goddamn
Addams Family
money,
1 and
Dracula?
2 are getting a double oh, no, it's not the good ones. It's the animated ones.
What?
Movie Gretel and Hansel. Oh, what? That's okay, that's weird.
No.
Go ahead.
I got a bet. No, here's the actual one. I know you're here, Dracula, you big fucking nerd. Where's my goddamn money?
Yeah.
Random bullshit go.
Everything I go, everything I see. Hansel, 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 Hansel.
Oh, hi, Beast Man. How are you?
Wow, nobody got that. Okay.
No, I got it.
I didn't.
Zoolander.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh,
So, next time I come back to Mario RPG, I'll just be showing off some of the extra stuff, and then that'll be it. That'll be all she
All right.
wrote. So until then, I'll see
post-game
y'all
shit.
next week for Donkey Kong 64
Donkey Kong.
Again, why,
Nice.
dude?
because I love it.
Donkey.
So see ya.
See ya.
And we're done.
All right. See you guys later. Anybody want to promote yourselves before we leave?
I'm good.
I'm not gonna chill until I get my shit sorted out. Literally.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Bye-bye.
until next time. See you later.